The fam are live, they just don't know it yet. But look at all their little faces.
Hi,
everyone. Sorry, my
Hello.
call took a little longer to load up than expected, but I'm here. And I'm going to hand over to our wonderful DM for today, Master of the Arena, Jonathan Fry.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me, Charlie, and thank you to the Encounter Roleplay community here for watching and supporting our charity stream today. And especially thank you to all of my players in advance. Please forgive me for everything that's about to happen. Today, we're going to be playing the deadly arena of the Mindflayer, and all donations to aid our gladiators or to bring ruin to them will go directly to the charity Papyrus in support of suicide prevention. I know a lot of folks have had their lives touched by suicide in one way or another, and I know that I just recently lost a very close friend of mine to suicide. And today, I'd just like to have fun in the name of the people that we've lost and in the people that we can help through this charity, the great work that they do. So I would love for everybody here who's watching, just to find a little bit of holiday spirit, have fun, cheer on our gladiators. They're going to need your support. Or, if you want to support me, I also need your support. So that's what we're going to do today here. Play some Dungeons & Dragons, have some fun. Please grab a drink if you're watching, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and chat with us. So, my dear players, you come from different times and different worlds throughout the planar multiverse. Each of you had a life, a story, hopes and dreams, but those dreams are so far away now. You have been captured and taken to Ilchuega, the alien Mindflayer world of the Elder Brain Ilchu. As you await behind these crystalline gates that lead out into the Elder Brain's arena, you can hear strange alien sounds. Slurp, slurp, slurping. You can hear the monotonous, discordant cheers of something like a crowd beyond. You've been given basic equipment and told that you will fight for the entertainment of the Mind Flayers and their mind slaves. The Elder Brain has promised that whichever gladiator from your current crop survives until the end of the holiday will be given a great gift and earn their freedom to return home. So the crystalline gates before you now begin to slide upward and open, not with a grating of metal, but with the harmonious ringing of an alien song. As the dozens of Mind Flayer guards behind you push you out of the holding arena with the power of their telekinesis. Let's go around in a circle. I'd like for each of you to describe what your character looks like in this moment, what they might be feeling, and let's share with the audience one memory from their past they cling to. It could be regret, it could be a moment of love or of hope, whatever you'd like to share. And Lydia,
before
let's
we
start with
do
you.
that, Lydia, one moment if you don't mind. We've had a slew of donations already. Thank you all so much. Thank you to Godfather Wraith, who is donating advantage to all players. Thank you to Kai Hawkeye, who has also donated advantage to all players. And then from Frax, we have one disadvantage for Don, one advantage for Lydia, and double damage to a PC of the choice of Charlie when Charlie sees fit. #chaos. Also, before we came onto the screen, we got that donation from Pam for one disadvantage for Don. I'm going to update the overlays so you guys will be able to see little tokens which will show disadvantages and advantages. Bear with me while that's showing up. Thank you all so much. I promise we will be shouting out your donations as and when we can. I see them. I appreciate you smashing through that target already. Now, Lydia, welcome to this hell planet. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you, disembodied voice. Well, the person you see stumbling out into the arena is a tiefling. Dark red skin, horns slicked back, and she's stumbling, but she looks around and she straightens up because this is not her first time in the spotlight. In fact, her mind is flashing back and forth between what is happening right now, how unbelievable it all is, and the first time she stood on stage, full of stage fright, but surrounded by her people, her friends, her bandmates. And she looks around to look at the other completely helpless, scared or determined looking gladiators, and And she steps back a little into a sort of formation, just unknowingly, and just out of habit. And are you okay? You're gonna be okay, right? And just the person right next to her, she will smile at, and as she flashes a bright white smile, there's almost like a couple of fairy dancing lights surrounding her, and whoever is next to me, I'm happy to do that with a dice roll. I will give inspiration to.
Absolutely. Let's say that it's Kat next to you, and this is a good opportunity, Kat, for you to introduce your character, what they look like, what's going through their mind in this moment, and if you want to share a memory from their past, now's a great time to do that.
There's a 7.5-foot Goliath comes kind of stumbling forward, trying to look around to see who pushed him, because he is, what the? Frankie Four Fingers. He is dressed in his usual black leathers. He has a necklace of 4 finger bones around his neck, and if you ask him where they're from, those are the people who stole from him. He took a finger. In reality, they're chicken bones, because the fingers started to smell, but nobody else knows that. He has his hair shaved to resemble tribal tattoos, because he never got his tattoos. He grew up in the city as a street rat. And he, as he stumbles out, he pats his waist. Yep, okay. He's got this and that strapped to his belt. And then he pats his chest and reaches in, and he pulls out a little stuffed mouse and says, "Okay, Henry, it's going to be okay. We'll get back to Pepper, I promise." And he puts the stuffed mouse back and looks, kind of sees Tiefling. "Oh, hello, I'm Frankie." And he'll put out a big hand to shake your hand.
Hi, and I probably shake, my whole body shakes as the huge Goliath just shakes me up and down. Tessalee, hi.
Hi, Tessalee. So, have you seen a little redhead gnome?
What? No.
Okay, so, no? Okay, good. Pepper's not here. Pepper's back with the kids. Pepper's my best friend.
That is really sweet, and I point at the situation in general.
That's a lot.
I think they want us to fight, Frankie. They want us to fight.
You and me? I
mean, there's more people there, and
I think this is a good opportunity. As the handshake between Tiefling and Goliath is happening, and this conversation back and forth, the little mouse being taken out, standing right behind them, witnessing this, would be our other 2 gladiators. And let's start with Steven. Steven, do you want to introduce your character, tell us what they look like, and share with us a moment from their past?
Fair enough. You see kind of on the small side, young lady. She looks like someone tried to recreate Galatea, but with a milkmaid. Very full, smiling cheeks, very kind of happy, slightly vacant expression, like she's really not sure what's going on. And she looks very pretty, but as you kind of get a closer look at her, her skin looks like marble. And then I don't mean that like, oh, she's very pale. Like, you can see the dark veins of like carved marble on her face. And, she has hair like spun gold, and her clothes are kind of this weird mix between like common clothes, like a kind of a nice dress, and you see sort of bits of holy vestments. And she just kind of look around like, oh, there's a lot of people there. Okay. I'm kind of lost here. And what's kind of going through her mind is she used to be, before she did adventuring stuff, she was basically kind of a living idol to a little temple kind of out in the boondocks. She was used, since she is an Asimar, she was used as kind of the people's link to the divine, but she kind of got that classic ASMR itch of like, I should be smiting evil right now. I should be doing good. And so that kind of, she's getting that itch again, just in response to being surrounded by people.
And as you're sort of shaking and timid and trying to take in everything, standing right beside you is our final of our 4 gladiators being pushed out into this arena. Beans, hello. Why don't you tell us who you're playing, what they look like, and if they have a memory or something going through their mind, you can share that too.
So you see a stocky little dwarven man, long, beautiful braided red hair, gorgeous beard, lots of braids, very, very, almost too nice for about what's about to happen. Like very lovely robes, lots of like symbols. There's like fire symbols on one sleeve, water symbols on another. Just kind of like this sort of like sash of like a mix of air and earth. Just lovely like blues and greens, like bright colors. It's very, very nice material. Just very, very well kept. May notice that like pants might get slightly darker color. Who's to say? And it's just very, just kind of like looks like, oh yes, this is trying to like pretend like he has it together, but like internally there's just this voice in the back of his head of like a fiery dwarven woman be like, you're never going to make a good monk, you shouldn't have left, we have the forge here. And he's like, I've got this, mother, I've got this. And he's like, you should have listened to her. It's just regret, just a bead of sweat just trickles down his face.
I love it. There's so much conflict already and nothing's happened. But it's about
You're
to.
a conflict man.
So as all of you are pushed out onto the purple crystal arena floor, that floor begins to glow with a bright light that illuminates the obsidian seating all around you and like risers on all sides of you. You see that obsidian rise. As you step out, you can smell the scent of formaldehyde and sweat. It's overwhelming to you at first, and it takes you a minute to get used to just how weird everything looks, how unsettling everything smells. In the stands are various races, some familiar species, some sentient jellyfish, some far more alien and indescribable. Each member of the crowd stares down at you with a blank expressions, and those of them that have eyes, there's something like hunger in the glow of their eyes. Far above you, several hundred feet above you, the purple light extends to a gargantuan throbbing brain the size of a keep, a tower, a castle. Long pulsating tentacles stretch down from the brain's stem, injecting into a floating humanoid the height of a normal man, but much more gluttonous than any man you've ever seen. Hundreds of fatty folds of the man's flesh wriggle, his arms and legs spread out wide and held there by the tentacles injecting some sort of possible otherworldly fluid or something else into his body. Citizens of Ilchutega, the floating man's voice carries oddly on the alien wind, filling the sands and arena with its grating sound. Today we celebrate our 1 millionth anniversary of Hoknon. These slaves from worlds far away will fight and die for the glory of the elder brain Ilchu. Cheer for their sacrifice and their bravery. The last survivor, as is tradition, will be granted their freedom and given the gift of Il-Manu. The crowd chants back in a chorus of monotonous, barely alive voices. Il-Manu, Il-Manu, Il-Manu. Then that floating man, some 300 feet above you, continues to speak. Entirely unrelated. Tomorrow we finish the celebration of Hoknon, with a feasting of rare and exotic brain matter. The crowd chants, Il-Brainu, Il-Brainu, Il-Brainu. And then that floating figure stops speaking and the crowd immediately goes quiet. There's an eerie silence that washes over the arena. You can smell that scent of formaldehyde again. And the center of the crystal floor in front of you appears a platform of obsidian stone, much like the stands that are rising up at the edge of the arena. Some 100 feet along each side of this square platform. And in the center of that platform of black stone is a well that looks like the kind of well that you would draw water from, but you can see a green glow coming up from it. As the platform appears, the glowing crystal floor you're standing on begins to heat up. It begins to become very hot.
Wait!
Ow,
Hold on!
ow, 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 ow.
And coming up beside the announcer, this tiny kobold appears and jumps up. Well, there's so many stairs on the way up here. Okay, quick announcement. A blessing on one of our champions. Lydia, you are gaining another advantage thanks to a donation from Susanna Grace. And you know what? Blessings on first blood! And Don, if you can use that double damage on whoever you hit first. Thank you so much to Frax. Bring the chaos, bring the blood. Ilmanu! Ilmanu! Goodbye.
So that happened, and the kobold like scrambles up to the top of the stands and like calls out to the elder brain, and the elder brain pulses a little bit more powerfully. And again, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. And the way that this works, we use active initiative, which means that you don't have to roll initiative. I'm going to give one of you the first turn. You'll pass it off to another player. And once everybody's had a turn, then we'll start the next round. And I'll sort of tell you who begins each round based on the circumstance. And I think because she was there first and she already used the inspiration, let's go ahead and instead start with Kat. So all of you are see this, the floor is heating up at your feet. It's starting to become painful through your boots, through whatever shoes you might be wearing.
So Frankie looks at the tiefling, and he's met tieflings before. He knows the heat doesn't bother them. But he's still kind of concerned about Teslie. He's like, "Are you okay? You okay? Yeah? You okay?" And he gently pushes her behind him and pulls out a short sword and then a second short sword and goes running for the center of the arena.
Excellent.
Gonna give him a little of this and a little of that.
And like I said, it's about 60 feet away from you, so you could use a dash action to get there this turn if you have normal 30-foot speed.
Yeah, no, he'll just go ahead and move towards it at 30 feet and then come to a skidding stop and wait.
Okay.
So he'll
go ahead and pass your
hold an
initiative
action.
off.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's
you can
going
do
to hold an action to attack first thing, and then he'll pass it off to the nervous-looking dwarf.
All right. So Beans, it's your turn.
So Eldif will just be like, "Oh, hot, these are nice boots," and we'll just scurry, just full movement, 35 feet, and just kind of like, he's like skirts, like, I don't want to get too close too quickly, and he's just like, haha, like stance, kind of like fighter stance, ready to go, but like not that committed just yet.
All right. And are you holding your action in case something jumps out and attacks you or whatnot? Just like
I will hold
Frankie?
just an unarmed strike from my fist.
Okay. Who do you want to pass your turn off to?
I will pass it off to our bard friend.
I will stand there absolutely mesmerized by this the stage presence. Did you see? And I look to Frankie, who's no longer there, and I look down and like, oh, now noticing that the floor is hot because fire resistance. Oh dear. And that, oh, and she'll take a rapier from her side, hold it with both hands. Clearly, this person has never in her life handled weapons before. Frankie, don't leave me alone! And then runs after Frankie.
Okay. And do you want to use your dash action, or are you stopping? So right now, Frankie is not on the platform. They've stopped before they get to the platform. Are you getting up on the platform, or are you going like shoulder to shoulder or like shoulder to waist with Frankie?
Shoulder behind Frankie, because Frankie big.
Yeah.
Tessely,
Frankie big.
not big. That is, yes,
Perfect.
looking around nervously.
All right. So then that brings us to Stella. What's Stella do?
Stella, kind of looking down at her nice boots, just go, oh, that's smarts, oh, that's smarts, oh, that's smarts. And she's going to take off running to where presumably it's not going to smart so much. And she will, as she's running, she's going to kind of take one arm, put it on this arm, and kind of hold her arm out like this, and a golden orb of shimmering energy is going to gather in her palm. She's going to prepare Eldritch Blast.
Perfect. But you're also not getting up onto this large obsidian platform, correct?
Yeah.
You're staying on the crystal
Correct.
floor?
Yeah.
Great. At the end of everybody's turn, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Can do.
Woo!
Now, you do have advantages, just to remind you, you can see them in the corner, upper left corner of your windows there. These are advantages gifted from chat, donations for our charity today. So feel free to announce those ahead of time. Before you roll, you can call them out.
Oh, right.
All right, sweet. I used
right.
an advantage.
I did
Okay.
use mine, but it was no use as such. But yeah,
So everybody
13.
go ahead and call out 13 for, okay,
17
What else do we have?
Frankie.
for Frankie.
That's 16. That is 18 for Stella.
It'll be 16 for me.
All right, so Tessely's going to take full damage here. Well, she has resistance. This will be fire damage. So 5 fire damage, halved, rounded down. So that's 2 for everybody then, in that case.
Okay.
Everybody takes 2 fire damage altogether. And this is from the floor heating up, and it's continuing to heat up. Like it's starting to burn your foot. You think it's just going to keep getting hotter. And at the end, at the start of the next turn, and I think who has raise your hand if you have a ranged attack that you've prepared. I think it's just.
Oh, just me?
So
Okay.
I think it's just you. I think everybody else has prepared melee attacks. Out of that
Alright.
glowing well in the center of the platform, a massive bubble bubbles up beyond the lip of the well and then pops. And as it pops, a creature explodes out of the top of it, resembling a purple scaled frog with bright glowing yellow eyes, but it's larger than a frog. It's larger than a horse. And it comes up out of the well, pushing up on 2 arms, and then springs down in front of the well onto its 2 legs. And you can see a long, thick tongue lapping around within the toothy mouth of this creature. I will allow you to make your ranged attack since you were holding it.
Okay. This I will use one of my advantages on.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, let me just spell modifier. Okay. That is so first roll. 20. First roll is 11, and second. Dirty 20.
20 is going to hit. So go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay. That is. Okay. That is 9 points of force damage.
So you send this Eldritch Blast out, reaction, just based on this large monster that jumps up. It strikes it in the side of the face, and you can hear a and its eyes.
That's a face
turn
only a mother
towards
could
you.
love. Oh, that's an ugly one.
And because you just blasted it, it turns those glowing yellow eyes towards you, and that tongue snaps out of its mouth, shooting straight across beyond the platform, right at Stella there, and it's his turn, or its turn.
Fair enough.
Does a 10 hit you?
It does not.
All right. The tongue snaps out and it just whips right by your head, and then it pulls back into its mouth, and it does that sound again. And it begins to take a couple of small hops, not moving close to the edge of the platform, just getting a little bit closer. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off now to, let's say, Frankie, since Frankie got there first. He was the first to run close to the edge of the platform.
All right. So how it's just 5 feet up onto the platform, or is it level with the ground?
Yeah. It's not a climb. You don't have to climb. It's just 5 feet. Basically, you can step up onto it.
All right. And now I have a mechanics question for you. Can I use one of my advantages to give myself advantage for sneak attack?
Oh, for the damage?
Yeah.
Not for the damage, but if you need to make if you try to make a stealth check or something, so you can actually get sneak attack without having anything that gives it to you, that would work.
Yeah. So he's gonna seeing that it's focused on Stella, he's gonna kind of stealth around to come at it from an angle and see if he can get his sneak attack in. So.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll that with advantage versus their passive perception.
Okay. Let's see. So that's a 19 plus 6 for 25.
Yeah, you can see as its eyes turn to Stella, it snaps that tongue out. You're already beginning to move, and you believe that it's not tracked your movements. You think you could sneak up on it and at least get in one good attack.
All right, so he's gonna take one of his short swords, and he says, "Just time to give it a little of this," as he takes his attack. That's a 12.
Still have the D6
you have advantage on this as well.
Oh, okay.
That's what I gave you with the stealth.
Okay, so 17. Sorry, 17 to hit.
17 will be enough to hit.
Okay, so that's 1d6 plus the sneak attack. So 9 plus 3, total of 12 points of slashing damage.
So how do you stab this giant purple frog?
He comes up behind. He's gigged frogs off the docks of Waterdeep, so he's been frog gigging before, and he knows that when you grab one, you have to kind of slice that leg to get those frog legs, because that's good eating. So he hops up behind it and he just kind of slices into the back of it, trying to get that frog's leg off of its disconnected from its body.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear. Sorry, I'm having to flip back and forth between my sheet to remember what my numbers are. 16.
All right. So as you cut into the frog's leg, and you cut it well off, so you don't hack the entire thing off, but you break it halfway, and as it does, this purple liquid sprays out of it towards you. You're able to step back and avoid most of the damage, so you'll only take half damage here.
Okay.
So you'll take 1 acid damage. And you get to choose who you pass your turn off to.
I will pass my turn off to the bard, to Tesley.
All right, Tesley.
So as Frankie runs in, she's like, what are you doing? What? And then she stumbles just quickly after him to be on the platform and no longer on the hot floor. But not going into melee. The rapier is still sort of in front of her, and she doesn't quite know what to do. But she looks around, panicking. She's starting to hear the crowd cheering with the first big stab of Frankie. And okay, I'm sort of Okay, they want to show. They want to show. And then she casts fairy fire all around the frog. Hopefully, so I can't get Frankie behind the frog if you allow that. Lights! Always good lights! And a couple of purple, pink, red orbs shooting from her hand start engulfing the creature. That's a dexterity save, I believe.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a 20.
Makes it.
So it basically, like, these lights start spinning around it and glowing from it, and it's pretty impressive for a second. But that frog bends back its head, and another large green bubble comes out of its mouth, and with a whoop, it pops. And as it pops, so too does that magic. It's just broken in the air around it.
She pouts. It's not nice. It's not fair. And there's a little bit of teary-eyed.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Not going into melee. Nope.
Okay.
Sort of
Who do you wanna-
moving to have Frankie between me and the thing, even if it's
Yeah.
at a distance.
Who do you want
And-
to pass your turn off to?
I will look at the big angelic creature that did the thingy with the attack thingy. You do something.
Okay, okay, that didn't do too much. Let's try something a little bit more powerful. And she's gonna kind of close her eyes, concentrate, and a brighter orb of divine energy is gonna kind of bubble up between her hands. She's gonna go, that didn't work, hope this does. And she's gonna cast a guiding bolt.
Nice. Go ahead and make that roll for me.
That is an 18.
An 18 is going to hit.
Okay. And that is at level 2. So that is 5d6 damage. That is 17 points of radiant damage. And the next person has an advantage when they attack.
Perfect. So you blast this. This is more powerful, and this time the creature actually staggers backwards a little bit, and it turns its gaze away from Frankie and back towards you, and that tongue begins to flicker again.
Of course.
At the end of your turn, are you staying off the platform, or are you getting on the platform?
She's going to go on the platform just so that her boots aren't melting.
That's a good idea. You step
she's
up on
gonna-
the edge of the platform then.
Yeah, and she's going to try to angle herself so that she's not directly behind Frankie because she doesn't want to hurt the big friendly looking fella.
Perfect.
So yeah, that'll be her turn. And so
All
she'll
right.
pass it off to the punchy dwarf.
Yeah, Eldev.
All right, so I'm gonna run up and go hit the creature that I think Frankie was attacking. Is whatever creature there is. I'm like, I can't keep track. I think there's just one. Maybe there's two. I'm just ready.
Just one big, giant purple frog.
I'm gonna go hit that. I'm gonna run up and go pa.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
Hopefully. And I have advantage from the guiding bolt. Yes.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! Don't know what that was. Alright, I think that should be a dirty 20 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Do. What do I do for damage? Too many tabs.
And tell me too, as you're setting this up, as you're finding it, how do you where are you punching this thing? What are you doing here? What's it look like?
I'm gonna try to hit it like, kind of uppercut, sort of in the gut kind of area. I don't know how tall this
Perfect.
thing is. Sweet. So that'll be 1d4 plus 2, and I hit, right? So I think I'm gonna spend a key point and do Flurry of Blows. But
Awesome.
let's... So that'll be 3 points of damage. Rolled a 1. That's unfortunate. And then...
Making your second
So-
attack.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll for it.
Do. That'll be
That'll be a
a...
hit too.
Yeah. It split off. There was a 17 and a 10 at the same time. I don't know what happened. And then the 17 disappeared. But I'll take it. So that'll be
So go ahead and roll
another.
that damage.
That'll be much better. That'll be 5 points of damage.
Perfect. So you 1-2 this large, bulbous, purple scaled frog in the gut, and you hear a, and it's on the second hit that purple vial shoots out of its mouth down at you, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. And I'm going to give you disadvantage on this. I'm going to use one of my disadvantages.
All right. Well, I rolled 18 and a 12. So that'll be a 12.
12.
Plus-
Okay.
That'll be 17. Or 16. I don't know how to do math.
Gotcha. So you will take half this much damage as you're able to step out of the way of some of it. So that's another low roll too. So you're only going to take 2 damage there, 2 acid damage.
Whew.
It is the
Sweet,
creature's
and then-
turn. Oh yeah. Do you have anything else on your turn? Sorry.
I'm guessing I'm just gonna stay where I am. It's fine. That was a good time. Now I'm done.
So after this creature spits up the purple vial, it turns and it attacks again. And the first thing it does is it whips that tongue out at, let's see. I think Stella's probably done the most damage to it, been the most of an annoyance so far. So it's going to try to swing it around you, Stella. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw. I'm going to use another disadvantage here.
Okay. Well, actually, I can probably just do it. 20. Okay. Lowest roll's 13, and that is 15 total.
So the tongue whips around your waist, just below your waist or like upper thighs, and you go down to the back of your head. Your head hits the obsidian stone behind you, and it begins to drag you across the stone towards its mouth. It's going to drag you right up to it, and now it gets to make a bite attack.
Okay.
That is going to be and you're prone. That's still going to be a 19.
19 hits.
All right. And this is double damage because we had that donation coming from chat.
Of course.
That is going to be a total of 44 piercing damage.
She is down.
So it pulls you to its mouth, and you see its maw open up, wider than it looked like it could. And now you can see that it doesn't just have 1 row of sharp teeth. It has 4, 5 rows of sharp teeth, and it flings you up into the air, and it catches you in its mouth. So immediately, its many rows of teeth are piercing your sides, your shoulders, and the pain is too much. You go unconscious for a moment. You lose it for a moment. The rest of you can see it's just above its head. It's just like tossing him from side to side, slowly wiggling his body down as it prepares to devour him. But that is now with the rules of our Meatgrinder, you're not out of it yet. You do have to make an immediate death saving throw, though.
Fair enough. Hold on. Rolled a 7.
Okay, so you failed your first death saving throw. You're not dead yet, but it is slowly devouring you. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you because I want you to go ahead and make me another death saving throw.
Fair enough.
And describe, like, let's say your character, because I like the idea that when your character's KO'd, they're not really permanently KO'd. You wake back up and you're like halfway in this frog's mouth. Describe, even though you can't do anything mechanically except for try to survive, what your character is doing.
She is well, she's not a very strong ASMR, so she's just kind of trying to like push her way up, but I'm guessing the teeth of this thing are probably curved so that to prevent immediate escape. So she's kind of like, ow, ow. She's like trying in vain to like, if not push herself out, at least like keep herself from getting swallowed more.
Perfect. And you get to make another death saving throw. I will remind you, you still have two, I believe you have 2 advantages left if you want to try to help yourself here.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Heist is a 16.
That's a success, and that advantage helped you quite a bit.
Yes.
That could have been bad.
Yeah.
That could have been bad. Perfect. Yeah. So you're 1-1 now. That's the end of your turn. Who do you want to pass it off to?
Oh boy. I think I'm going to pass it off to the bard.
All right, Lydia.
Mechanic question real quick. Do you, when one of my abilities says you use an inspiration to do this, does that take up my bonus action and my action because I use the inspiration, or is it just the action?
No, it should just be the action unless it specifies that it used the bonus
That is
action too.
wonderful, and you're welcome. Because Tessely will dramatically fall to her feet and go, no! And it's a shattering no that is a healing word. So you take, or you get a d4. It's not bad, plus 3. So you get 7 hit points back.
Okay.
And
I'll
then,
take it.
because it is such a dramatic situation, the crowd, the sadness in her voice is real, as if she'd known Stella for centuries. They've been through so much together, and now I have to watch you die. I've met that person like 5 minutes ago, but hey, acting. So the special thing I'm using as a bard is the Mantle of Inspiration. And I'm using this inspiration to all of us, or to all of you, all 3 of you, because it allows 4 creatures, up to 4 creatures within 60 feet of me, to move up to 30 feet without provoking any opportunity attacks. And I'm not sure how that works with Stella being captured.
I think with him being grappled, his movement, he's not able to, or sorry, she's not able to move.
Yeah.
But he, so Steven, Stella in the mouth, all of a sudden you feel strength return to you. You do have 7 hit points. Your
plus,
previous death saving plus.
At the end, at the beginning of each round, they get 5 temporary hit points.
Perfect.
Okay.
Everybody else is able to move up to 30 feet away from the frog if they wish. Does anybody wish to move?
Not at the moment, no. So that's using our reaction to do that if we wanted to, correct? Okay.
No, it just happens. I figured Stella might be able to move out, but I was wrong, so that's wasted. But yeah.
We'll say what we'll allow is like Stella, she can pull herself out of the mouth and move and crawl like up to 30 feet away. You're still grappled by that tongue, however. It like follows you. You're like fighting against it, we'll say.
Okay. Fair enough.
And would she do that? Would she try to move away from, like back to the edge of the platform?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I love that. And the crowd, you can hear like a single gasp. It's a very monotonous and uninspired gasp, and then you hear that chanting again. Ilmanu, Ilmanu. Who do you want to pass your turn off to?
You're muted.
I just noticed. I will look up from my kneeling position with 2 tears streaming down and just hopefully and longingly and imploringly look at Frankie, because it's the only person I really know.
All right, Frankie.
Frankie watched all of this happen, and he throws his head back. Stella! And then because he's got a monk within melee range, he's going to attack.
Yep. So you'll have so you'll be able to do sneak attack here.
14 to hit.
14 will just miss.
Okay. And then he'll use his bonus action for a second attack.
Sorry, I'm muted again, but you still have the inspiration if you remember.
And I will,
the D6.
if you want to use the inspiration, I'll let you use it on one of those 2 attacks.
If
you want.
Yeah, let's use it on the first attack.
Sure. You need a 2.
Right. Okay. 6. Roll the 2.
There you go. That's a hit.
All right. So that's 16 points of slashing damage.
And make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 7.
So you cry Stella very dramatically, and the crowd continues to chant, becoming more and more excited as this draws to its whatever grisly conclusion this fight's going to draw to. You slice open the frog again, and more of that purple liquid sprays out. This time it catches you right in your jaw and your neck. That's going to be only 2 acid damage.
Frankie's like, I heard the girls like scars. And he kind of looks around. He looks at the dwarf and he goes, punch it hard.
That's your cue. You're muted right now, Beans.
There's too many buttons. There's not that many, but it feels like too many. I'm like, well, I think this is the biggest punch I know, and will, as I raise my fist, like you see, like the air kind of circulate, and I'm gonna spend 2 key points. I think I'm doing this right, and do Fist of Unbroken Air. So it's a strength save of 12. So this may not work.
It's going to be really high. It's going to be a 27.
Well.
But describe what it looks like, though, because it sounds cool. I always love the descriptions of monks' abilities.
So, like, you see this fist, and, like, kind of, like, the air kind of, like, coagulates, all around the fist, and he just goes, ah! And he goes to punch, and then just, poof, kind of like what was supposed to be, like, this big gust of wind is just a tiny part, just poof.
And you can see, like, some of those cuts in the frog's body, like, ripple a little bit, those, like, fleshy flabs, but other than that, it does not budge.
He's just like, well, that's all I got. Sorry. I got this. That was your big fist, so he's like, yep. I'm just gonna...
Are you gonna stay close to it?
No, I'm gonna back up and join the bard behind Frankie, and just be like, nope, I'm gonna take the nope action instead.
Okay. It's gonna use an opportunity attack to just take a swipe at you with its claws. So it has, imagine 2 like amphibian legs, but it has 2 arms that are fairly human-esque, except for they're also webbed. And it takes a swipe at you with one of its webbed claws. That's gonna be a 12, which will probably miss you.
Yeah, that misses, yes.
So you pull out just in time, grazes by you, and you fall back to join the bard. That makes it the frog's turn. The first thing it's going to do before it does anything with Stella is it's going to look down and not far, because Frankie's like 7.5 feet tall or something, right? I'm going to look down at Frankie, and it's going to pull back its head. Its tongue actually like fits in between its two, it has like 2 rows of bottom teeth, so its tongue lays flat between the 2 rows, and then it tries to grab onto and bite you from above. Oh. I'm going to let you make an opportunity attack here, as it just like, it comes down at you, but it gets caught. Like it actually like can't quite close its mouth. It actually bites its tongue a little bit, and as it pulls its head back, you have a chance.
Frankie's, I'm gonna get that tongue and make a belt out of it. And rolls an 11.
Darn.
Leather's
It
tougher
uses
than I thought.
it uses its bonus action to pull Stella back, and it pulls Stella up into the air. Stella, you're like fighting with its mouth now. You're not swallowed by it, but you're right outside the mouth now. It's still got you wrapped around with its tongue, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Stella.
Okay. I'm guessing it would be an action to try and free myself.
To escape, yeah. You can make either an acrobatics or an athletics if you'd like.
I will go with acrobatics. Okay. How many advantages do I have at the moment? It's got 1.
You've got 1.
Why not?
Yeah.
We'll go with that because I'd rather not get eaten. Okay. So that is 14 plus 4. That is 18.
And 18 is enough to escape. So you're able to pull yourself, slide out of the tongue, and drop back down to the ground right next to it.
Okay.
You still got a movement and a bonus action if you have anything you can do with that or want to do with it.
Yeah, she's gonna back up again, and as she's doing so, she's going to kind of swirl her hands a little bit. She'll go, I don't know what this is going to do, but hopefully this will at least slow it down a little bit. And she's going to use her bonus action to cast Hex. And she's going to give him disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
All right.
Hex doesn't do anything for saving throws, it's only skill checks.
Oh, skill check. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, you might want to do strength for the grapple, but it's
Strength
really only
then,
skill
yeah.
stuff.
Let's go with strength. Disadvantage.
You're
on
going to target strength?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Who do you want to pass your turn off to?
Let's go with Frankie.
All right, Frankie.
All right. Is Stella within melee range still?
No.
No.
Oh,
Nope.
you pull back?
Yeah, she's a squishy caster, so she's.
It will
it.
take an opportunity attack if you pull out of range. So it'll
Yeah,
take a swipe
go
at you
ahead.
with its claw.
Yep. Oh no! Why? Oh boy.
Oh no. Okay, so that is. Yeah, that's going to be 24 slashing damage because in our Meatgrinder, critical hits are double damage.
Fair enough. She is once again unconscious.
So you managed to get out of the tongue and you managed to cast your spell. You hex it. You do lose concentration though, and it slams into you as you pull out of range. It knocks you. Your body tumbles across the obsidian ground and comes to a stop relatively close to our dwarf and bard friend. You do automatically have to make another death saving throw right now.
Sure. Okay.
And then it'll be Frankie's turn.
Okay. 20.
You're back up.
Natural
1
20.
hit point. You're back up 1 hit point.
Oh my gosh.
So you were out again for a second, and then you kind of just very woozy. Your eyes open up, and everything around you is blurry. Now this close to the ground, you can smell that formaldehyde again. But Frankie, it's your turn.
Okay, so Frankie's going to use take advantage of the distraction of Stella trying to move away and stealth around behind again this thing to see if he can give himself a little bit of... that's a 24 for stealth.
Now I want you to roll this at disadvantage, and I'm only because you've hit him recently, and there's not anybody else standing right in front of him anymore.
All right, so
I'll
roll
give you a
the
shot,
stealth
but
at
this will be
disadvantage?
trickier. That's right, yeah.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, in that moment where he's swiping out at Stella, that's the moment where you're able to sneak around and get a better angle without the frog noticing.
Okay. So that will give me advantage then on it because it doesn't know I'm coming, correct?
That's correct.
I'm essentially
yes.
hidden from... Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that will be a 15 to hit.
That's just a miss.
Okay. So bonus action to go at it again. Oops, I didn't want to type there. I'm going to type there. That's a 19 to hit.
That'll be a hit.
Okay. So that's 13 total.
Perfect. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. I am going to use my last advantage on this. I could use more advantages. Oh, crap.
No.
Oh, no.
So describe how
So-
this blow comes in, this attack.
So, as seeing that this purple frog thing in its tongue, and he really wanted that tongue, but we'll have to wait till after it's dead. He kind of, in his mind, whispers apologetically to Stella and the two people behind him, and around behind the frog, and then takes his sword and he tries to give it a little of this and stab at it, but he misses. So he uses the other sword to come at it and give it some of that, and that one actually sinks in, and he manages to hamstring the second leg.
You
Because there's going to
hamstring
be
the
frog
second.
legs for dinner.
Gross. You hamstring the second leg, and as you pull your blade out, another burst of that purple spray, this time a much larger amount. And you can see that the frog is wobbling a little bit now because you hamstrung both of its legs. Your dexterity saving throw is a fail, so this is going to be 29 acid damage.
Well, Frankie's down.
Go ahead and make me a death saving throw.
A resplendent offering.
Oh, and that's a fail.
So you first fail, and so this is how I imagine this happens. You hamstring the frog, and the frog actually crashes back into you for a moment and kind of knocks you down to the ground before it pulls back. And in that moment, that's when like your face is right next to this open wound, and just a blast of this purple acidic blood or fluid hits you, and your entire body, every nerve in your body screams out in pain. Who would you like to pass your turn off to?
Ilmanu.
Ilmanu.
In amazing news, the blood gods have called for more blood. Frankie
no.
donated £30, which is, it's a trap! The DM makes things hard.
Oh,
Thank
this
you
is
so
terrible.
much, Brax.
Implying it wasn't at this point.
Before now? All right, I'm going to roll 1d2 to determine which trap for this encounter you are going to get. They're both awful.
Great.
I would expect
All right.
nothing less of you.
I need Beans, Beans and Lydia, please make me dexterity saving throws, and all you want to be is the person who's not the other one. You want to beat out each other, basically.
Can I use my advantage on this?
You can both use an advantage on this if you like.
I will.
You both have at least one.
Yeah. God damn it, I rolled the same. No, one is a 9, one is a 6, but still not that
Nice.
great.
And-
Dex save. So that is a 13.
13. Okay, and Beans, go ahead and roll me. Are you using an advantage as well for Eldeth for her his dexterity saving throw? Oh no, we might have lost them.
Oh. Yeah.
It's a very serious
sure.
face, which is appropriate for the situation, let's be honest.
Appropriate, but I think it might be frozen. Okay, so we'll resolve this when they come back in here in just a minute, because I can make it happen whenever I want.
Fair.
So, Kat, who would you like to pass your turn off to? I mean, let's say probably Lydia, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, nope, they're back. Let's resolve this first, because this
Yep,
this
go
might
ahead.
change opinions. All right, Beans. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you missed this, but there was a donation for a
I've-
trap, and
Oh,
so
solid.
so what's going to happen is you and Lydia are going to make me dexterity saving throws. You do have an advantage, and one of you is going to lose. It's going to be whichever one of you rolls lowest on this. Lydia used an advantage, so if you want to use an advantage, try to roll higher. You can. I'll tell you right now, you don't want to lose this.
Don't, no.
Solid. I'm just gonna do. I would have to reset the other things. So I'm just gonna use my dice that I have right next to me.
Perfect. Yeah, if it's easier for you to use physical dice, that's totally cool with me.
Ooh, before I even used advantage, I rolled a 19.
Okay. So
It'll be 23.
So what happens is poor Frankie Four Fingers just went down, is screaming in pain, and in that moment the bobbling frog whips its head around, and out from its mouth lashes that tongue. It wraps around back behind its head, and it wraps around you. Lydia, I need you to make me another dexterity saving throw, and we'll determine what happens to you based on this.
That's 19.
Cecily. That's a lot better. So it throws you. It doesn't draw you into its mouth. It picks you up, and with its tongue, it launches you in the air, and you go flying towards that open green glowing well. And now you can see inside that well is bubbling acidic liquid or ooze. And you catch yourself at the edge of the well, so that you don't actually fall in. Like, your arms are spread out, you're holding yourself on the stone, and you can hear the crowd chanting, Il Manu, Il Manu. And that green liquid shoots up into the air like a geyser. You're with a 19, you're able to roll out of the way and avoid getting hit directly by it, but you will take partial damage. So you're gonna take half damage here. That's going to be 7 acid damage, or 6 acid
All right.
damage. So that could have been worse.
3. Oh,
That
that's
geyser
already the
continues.
half. Yeah.
That's already the half, yeah. So that geyser continues to shoot up into the air. It's not stopped yet, so whatever is happening could be ongoing. Kat, who would you like to give your turn off to? Beans and Lydia.
Let's go ahead and hand it off to Beans.
All right, so there's like a tentacle thing. Is that what happened?
It's basically the frog threw her at the well, and the well shot up a geyser of acid that's still shooting up into the air.
Oh, solid. I'm like, oh no, this is bad. I don't reach back and like it unlocks my hair. I'm like, oh yeah. I like in my panic forgot I have a sword, so I'm gonna go up to the frog thing and I'm gonna try to thwack it with my sword.
All right, thwack it.
And I still have my advantage because I didn't end up using it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that
Use your
this
advantage
time.
here. Use your last advantage.
So it's a little short sword. So that'll be I think, boop boop. That'll be a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, so that'll be 6 points of piercing damage.
Make me a dexterity saving throw. and you stab up into this frog. It's barely standing, like it's bouncing between two legs that basically the tendons have been broken off. It's like teetering back and forth still, but it's not down yet.
Oh, you said dexterity saving throw, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah, it's okay. That'll be a dirty 20. Again.
So you're going to take partial damage here. This will be half damage for you. You're going to take 7 acid damage. That's after the half, so you'll take 7.
Cool.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. The frog now looks down to you because you're standing right in front of it. You just stabbed up into it, and it turns its eyes towards you, and that tongue flicks back into its mouth for a second. It opens its mouth again. You can see all those many rows of teeth, and then it shoots the tongue straight at you. This is going to be an attack. All right. It's going to be an 11.
That misses!
All right. And then this is its claw attack. 19.
That hits!
All right. So that's going to be 12 slashing damage.
Ooh. Oh! Whew. I am still standing, but like
Still standing.
not definitely very bloodied, but I'm still standing.
I need everybody except for Kat to make me a dexterity saving throw. And Steven, because you're on the ground, I'm going to give you advantage on this. But this is the ongoing trap. So again,
am I on the ground or am I standing? Because you said I was rolling out of the way. I don't know.
Because you rolled out of the way. Yeah, go ahead and we'll say you're prone too. So everybody, go ahead and give me dexterity saving throw.
16.
That'll be a 9.
A 9. And what did we get for? So I think this is going to be Eldith. So that tongue.
17 for me.
17 for you. So that tongue, as it's retracting back in towards its mouth, Eldith, it grabs you by the ankle. You're not expecting it to come from behind. It grabs you by the ankle and it flings you up into the air towards that well, towards that shooting geyser. You see that you're flying towards that geyser. Go ahead and make me one more dexterity saving throw.
Just, ah! Is all you hear in the distance.
Wilhelm scream.
Yes. That'll be a 16.
All right, so you're gonna only take partial damage here. You'll take half this damage.
Okay.
But how many hit points do you have right now? 4? Oh no. It's gonna be 11 acid damage.
I am unconscious.
Roll me a death saving throw. If you roll a 20 here, I will allow you to escape this geyser. What?
It's a 4.
It's a 4. So please describe for us, F's in chat, everyone, please describe for us as the dwarf goes flying into this geyser and it, like, you feel this acid burning. What's like the last moment right before the dwarf disappears?
Just echoing in the distance, the voice of a dwarven woman going, "You shouldn't have been a monk." That's the last thing.
Last thing, and to the monotonous chants of Ilmanu, Ilmanu in the crowd, we say goodbye to our first gladiator. Beans, it's great to play with you. Please tell us where we can find you online. Let us know. Give us, if you're up to something really cool, let us know what that is real quick.
I wish I was up to something cool. I'm in fact a college student and very busy with college.
That's pretty cool.
But you can find me at Wizards and Beans on Twitter, being a goof. That's about it.
Well, it was great to play with you.
was fun.
Thank you, everybody in chat, for supporting. We're going to keep going, bringing a new gladiator here in the moment. But in the meantime, farewell, Beans, and farewell, poor monk.
Goodbye. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
And let's go ahead and pass it off. That's the end of Froggy's turn. Let's give it to Cat. Cat, you need to make me another death saving throw. Let's go ahead and take care of that now.
Of course I do. I don't get use of reaction at all at this point.
No, not when you're technically
Yeah.
unconscious. That's a pass. Oh no, it's a death saving throw.
yeah.
So no, that's a fail. So that's 2 fails. You're not dead yet.
Yeah.
That's 2 fails.
Not yet.
But you're not unconscious. I just like to think of you as like just unable to do very much, like you're broken. So if you want to describe to us what that looks like for Frankie before you pass your turn off.
So Frankie's laying there on this platform, and he's looking up at this strange sky and all of these strange people around him, and he's spitting acid, and he's laying there, and he's trying to, the frog on his left is spit acid, and every once in a while he kind of turns his head and tries to acid back at the frog, and then he thinks, Pepper's gonna kill me. She's gonna be so mad if I die here.
That's really sad. You do have some acid in your mouth from the frog that you can spit back at it. Who would you like to give your turn off to?
Let's hand it off to the bard.
All right, Lydia. You're
Yeah. And as I'm sort of still rolling on the ground and the tongue is whipping around every now and then like a bloody food processor. Well, it's not an analogy I wanted to make, but here we are. I'm looking around while the monk is shot into who knows where, and Frankie is broken and sort of stumbling and mumbling something about Pepper being mad, and Frankie, don't leave me alone. I'm not a solo artist, please. And another healing word for you as a bonus action, which in this case is it's plus 3, 5 hit points. And as I do that, because I still have my main action and I'm now fairly close to the frog, am I? Or away from the frog?
within 30 feet. You're still on the platform.
I wouldn't run towards the thing. Not running towards that thing. Can I do a cantrip as my main thing? When I did the spell as a bonus action, how are you dealing with these things?
I'm okay with 1 cantrip as an action and 1 or level spell as an action and 1 cantrip as a bonus action. I like that.
All right,
rule.
then the first level spell was the bonus action, and then as a cantrip, I will just scramble around and hide sort of behind the well, and just scream out, "Just let us go, please! We didn't do anything to you. I just wanted to make music, and you're a stupid frog!" And that's my vicious mockery. And
All right.
that's a wisdom save, I believe.
What's the DC?
Yeah, no, it makes it. Spell save DC is 13, so you're fine.
Its feelings aren't hurt enough, and as you finish your vicious mockery, the bones, now completely flesh burned away, organs burned away, the bones of the dwarf fall from the geyser above you and like rattle down on top of you, like they just pop out of the air and fall on top of you at the end of
I
your
will
turn.
screech like a 13-year-old teenager at the
Perfect.
sleepover where the boys knock on the window in the middle of the night to scare them. That's roughly the sensation I want to invoke. I'll not do it for everyone's sake because eardrums, but yes.
Before we bring in Spend the new character, let's go ahead and go over to Steve and finish off the end of this round.
Okay.
So you're conscious and you have 1 hit point because you rolled a natural 20 on your death save. What are you doing?
Did. Okay. Gonna kind of wobbling on my feet there. 1 dwarf is gone. That's not good. 1 Goliath looking really rough. Oh, okay. Let's see if this works. As a bonus action, Stella's going to use Healing Light, or whatever that ability is called. Her D6s.
Mm-hmm.
And Healing Light. She's going to use 2 of those die to heal up our Goliath friend. So, da-da. 6 points of healing.
All right.
And as an action, she will go, please just go to sleep forever. Just go to sleep. Fire off an Eldritch Blast.
All right, take that shot.
All right. As a 15.
It just goes right over the head, just barely.
Okay. Yeah. That's my turn.
Let's go ahead and introduce Spence. So Spence, all of a sudden the holding gates that you've been waiting in open up, these crystalline gates, and telekinetically, the Mindflayers who are watching over you, and there's about 24 of them, they lift you up into the air and they catapult you forward towards this obsidian platform where there's this giant purple frog and a handful of barely surviving gladiators. As you're flying through the air towards the obsidian platform, please introduce for us your character, what they look like, and what's going through their mind as they're in the air.
Yeah. What they see is a very large Goliath individual, clad in emerald green plate armor with like the sapphire blue trim all along it. And if you get a peek at his bald head, he has like tribal tattoos of different kinds of plants and flowers running along it. And what's going through his head right now is like, this is not what I was expecting today. I'm being thrown. And you'll notice also he has like a rather large shield. It's not quite like a tower shield, but it is large. And a stone flail strapped to his side.
Perfect. And you're flying through the air and you roll, you stop. And you're about 15 feet away from this frog creature. I will give you, I'll give you a turn here before it's the frog's turn.
Okay. He kind of looks at it and is like, okay, that's fun. And he's going to, from behind his back, he's going to draw out a javelin and then just try and huck it at this thing.
Perfect. And as you throw the javelin, I do want to remind everybody who's playing, everybody in chat, that today we are supporting Papyrus charity for suicide prevention. It's a fantastic cause. Thank you to everybody who's gotten involved so far. We have a lot more mayhem to come. And thank you all for being here with us in the Encounter Roleplay community.
See, and that'll be a 19 to hit.
All right, that is a hit.
Sweet. So that'll be 1d6. And that'll be 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So you throw this javelin and it runs like straight through a large portion of its distorted, distended belly. And as it does, like a shooting spray of acid comes out of it, this purple liquid. And I need, let's see, I'm pretty sure Frankie's right there. I'm going to have the two of you make me dexterity saving throws. Okay. Frankie, you're behind it, so I'm going to give you advantage, not as much as coming out the backside.
Yeah. That's an 11 for me. That's not good.
20. So Frankie, you're only going to take half damage here.
Oh, that's good. Can I use a reaction at this moment?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I would like to use reaction for Stone's Endurance.
Perfect. It's a very good time for it. Go ahead and roll that.
So that's 10.
How many hit points does that put you at altogether?
21.
21. All right.
Don't kill me.
Oh boy.
It's going to be 7 acid damage to Frankie and 14 acid damage. So as Galdrin throws this, it passes through the frog, and this purple liquid sprays you in the face from 15 feet away. Are you standing your ground 15 feet away, or are you moving further, closer?
After the acid hits me, I'll use my reaction as well to do the Stone's Endurance.
Good time.
Real
Yeah.
quick. 12. So that reduces that to 6 since I rolled 8.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Are you standing your ground there, about 15 feet away?
Yeah, I'll be standing my ground, and then with my bonus action, which one of these people looks the most screwed up?
That would definitely at this point be Stella, who I
Stella?
think is still like on the ground. Yeah.
With my bonus action, I am going to cast Sanctuary on Stella.
Yeah. What's the Yeah. Go ahead and pull this up here in my other tab so I have it ready. Perfect.
Ilanu.
Ilmanu.
Advantage
Oh, no.
for Cleric of Cord, donated by Follow Black Cats. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Follow Black Cats. So that's the end of your turn. The first thing I want everyone to do is to make me a dexterity saving throw. This is all 4 of you, and there will be 1 winner and or 3 winners and 1 loser, whoever rolls the lowest. Lydia, you have advantage on this as well.
I'm using that, definitely. Oh, I already have advantage.
Right, yeah, because you're hiding. You're partially concealed
Yeah.
right now.
First one was better anyway.
I have advantage because I'm still kind of on the ground.
Oh, yeah, you have advantage as well because you're on the ground.
Gotcha.
Prone.
Frankie would like to go ahead and use that advantage, their advantage as well for this.
Perfect. All right. So let's just go down the line here. Everybody tell me, Lydia, what was your roll?
15.
Spence?
5.
Oh no. Steven?
8.
Kat?
23.
Okay. Spence. Go ahead and roll me another dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's not much better. That's a 6.
So the moment after you kind of recover from that spray of acid, the tongue whips out from the mouth of this creature. It grabs you by the neck. It lifts you up into the air, and it flings you over its shoulder, stretching you ever closer and closer, face first towards the geyser, and it holds you there so this geyser of acid coming up out of this well in the center of the arena here is just spraying you right in the face. You are going to take 19 more acid damage.
Oh. Yep.
And then after it holds you there for a moment, it lets you go so that you drop to the ground prone. And now it's the turn of our friend here, Purple Frog, who's not looking great, by the way. It's still like wobbling around, and it kind of like wobbles forward a couple of feet. It's going to take a tongue attack, let's say at Frankie, and it's going to take a claw attack at Stella. So Frankie, 15.
Just hits.
All right. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Oh.
$12.
So 11 piercing damage as this razor sharp tongue wraps back around you and it pulls you towards its mouth. With a 12, you're not able to break the grapple, and you're now fighting this thing to keep from being swallowed. So you're grappled. Are you up?
Yes. Still up.
And
Not looking real good.
it drags Frankie behind it as it stumbles towards you, Stella, and it swipes down at you. Oh, it actually has advantage because you're prone. So I'm going to reroll this
Disadvantage
He
due
had
to
to-
Sanctuary, so it's just a straight roll.
Oh, yeah.
He also has to make a wisdom saving throw to be able to attack him because of Sanctuary.
Well, let's go ahead and make that
that
wisdom
is-
saving throw. 15 is the wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, it passes. Yeah.
Okay, so then in that case, it's just a straight roll, which means that it misses you, and you get an attack of opportunity here if you want to spend your
Okay.
reaction.
Would I be able to cast a Eldritch Blast?
You'll be at disadvantage, yeah, but you can do it.
So it's that close. In that case,
Yeah,
I'm going
it's
to
melee.
cast Shocking Grasp.
Perfect. Go for it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give, after this, I'm giving it over to Lydia.
That is a
That's
16.
a hit. That's a hit.
Okay. Nice.
Roll that damage.
That's 1d8. 1d8.
Blood.
1 point of lightning damage. But there is a thing. The frog now cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn.
It's pretty good, actually. All right, so you shock this frog as you touch it, and you can see like its entire visible form is like rippling and changing and distending, distorting. Lydia, it's your turn.
And Lydia, you have advantage from old school Englander. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
So as Frankie, my one and true friend here, is being swirled around at that frog's tongue, I will attack and try and stab that frog, that tongue, if you allow for flavor, but the actual frog to like a little toothpick, sort of like hammering.
Absolutely.
To scream, "Let Frankie go!" And leave Frankie alone with the mascara coming down in teary streaks and a very, for some reason, overexposed bedroom of a teenager with an emo haircut. Anyway, so I'll do that with advantage. Which... Oop. Are they showing up? No, I need to throw into the box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's going to be a hit.
Thank you for that advantage, because, yeah, that one hits. And it's a D8. 1 plus 2. It's just 3 damage.
It's 3 damage?
Mm.
So you cut off the tongue. You like hammer down. The tongue like rips away. Frankie, you drop to the ground as this tongue rips back into this frog's face, and it's already beginning to sort of like blow up and shrink, blimp up and shrink, and then it blimps up larger and larger and larger until it's entirely spherical in shape. And I need... I think the only ones who are close enough for this are going to be Kat and Steven. So I need the two of you to make me dexterity saving throws, because what happens is you have just a couple of seconds to run away before this thing explodes.
I am diving behind the well again.
Oh no.
Stop.
Oh boy.
All right. So this is going to be... This is just... So Frankie doesn't take any damage here. So this is just pass or fail. And this is going to be... 42 acid damage to Stella.
Yeah, she's out again.
What's the maximum HP? That's my main question. What's Stella's
max HP is 24.
And how many hit points did she have?
1.
Stella, you get the chance to try to run away, but this wave of acid as this thing explodes and all that purple liquid floods out of it is quickly catching up to you. This is going to be the end of Stella, but you have one moment. One moment. How do you live your last moment?
Just for flavor, if she's going to die, she's going to die like an angel, and just in the last few seconds, the wings will come out as she just tries to escape, but just...
The wings come out and you begin to rise off the ground, but the wave catches you in the back, and the rest of you, as this flood washes over the edge of the obsidian platform and kind of vanishes into that crystal floor below, can hear the cries of the crowd, Il Manu, and just a puff of angelic feathers in the air slowly floating down where Stella used to be. Stephen, it was great to play with you. Thank you for joining us today for such a great cause. Please tell us, where can we find you? Are you up to anything? Is there anything that you want to let people know about while you're here?
So believe it or not, I actually kind of got interested in this channel due to the involvement of a few friends of mine. A friend of mine, Alex, did the last month's Meatgrinder, I believe. And another friend of mine, Pepper, was involved with like a pirate-themed game on here. So I don't have any major projects, but if you go to Steeb's Nerdy Corner, that STEEBS Nerdy Corner, I post about stuff like Critical Role, Dungeons & Dragons. I run a campaign myself. One of these days I'll get a little lexicon on my homebrew world going, but that's basically all I got right now.
All right. Well, it was great to get to play with you. Hopefully, we'll get to play again in the future. You held on for so long. I think you had it. I think you had it worse than anybody. Maybe you had it pretty rough.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. And please take care. Thank you, everybody in chat, for all your support. We're gonna bring in a new gladiator here in a moment.
Okay.
Excuse me, people. Hello. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Yes. Good. I have a big announcement. The Dark Mistress is pleased, and she brings pain on our gladiators who have clung to life for way too long. More blood for the blood gods. Susanna Grace donated £10 for Bane done.
Oh, great. So we'll open up the next encounter, and the first damage dealt will be doubled. So here's basically the platform lowers back down into the crystalline floor. There's still those chants from the crowd for another minute or so, and then the crowd just goes silent, and they're just staring blankly at you as you're pulled out of the arena and given a brief time to rest in that holding area before they throw you back out. And you are joined in the holding area by a new gladiator who will be replacing one of the fallen. You can all use a short rest, regain whatever resources that gives you. You can spend hit dice. Go ahead and take a moment to do that, to spend your hit dice, heal as much as you need to. We'll jump back into the next encounter here in a second. In the meantime, let's go ahead and welcome Sam. Sam, thank you for being here today. Please tell us about your character, what they look like. They've been waiting in the holding cell, but I think they've probably seen how this first encounter went, and they're aware that they're about to be sent out there next.
So what the rest of the gladiators see is a very, very old tabaxi, hunched over, clutching a gnarled wooden cane with a tattered-looking tome belted to one side, dressed in plain leathers. His fur is completely grey at this point. All colour that once was there is completely gone, and his eyes, they're almost like looking at the nebulas themselves. They're clouded over with these mixes of orange and purples and blues and starlight, and he's just sat calmly off to one side, thinking of his past, of a name that he once had, the name True Boots, that through an accident he replaced with the name Flare of Fading Embers to signify the fact that he realizes his life is coming to an end.
So you all meet this tabaxi, Embers, and you take a short rest. Is there anything you need to do? If you have something special you want to prepare before you're sent back out there, let me know now.
I will. I always get the D6 Song of Rest for everyone, and that's the 6 points, actually. Everyone gets as extra.
Okay.
Oh, we get the full 6, not just...
You get the full 6, yeah. Yeah, I rolled.
Oh, beautiful.
Is that temporary or...?
No, that's not temporary points. On top, that's just an additional for healing if you are lower than anything.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
Is anybody still missing hit points after this short rest?
No, I just needed the Song of Rest. That's it.
Yep,
Okay.
Frankie is back at full thanks to hit dice in that Song of Rest.
As am I.
And
Excellent.
just before we venture back out, Embers takes from a small pouch a small bottle of spirit, takes a swig, and feels a coalescing warmth spread through him, and is casting False Life on himself. So I'll roll for that now, which is 1d4.
While the Tabaxi Jedi will not be able to resist the urge to pet the furry head or sort of back of the head because, it's probably rude, and Tessely knows that. But Fluffy.
If
really
you
hard
do,
to say.
So you
go
feel
ahead and
that-
do that.
I will, and
Embers
I don't know how you react, but
could side eyes you for a moment.
You're so
Go ahead,
soft.
we're about to die.
You're so
Enjoy
soft.
your
Do you
time.
know how soft you are? That's. Hi, I'm Tessely.
I have had that comment before. Thank you. I am Embers. Well, player of fading embers, but Embers is easier to call me.
That's a cool name. Have you thought about like a music career? Because that's.
Oh no. I did have one career. I was a police officer once. Well, I've been a thief on the side, but no longer that anymore. I just sit and read.
That's cool.
It's
I
it's a moment of pleasantries between the two of you, and then the grate opens up, and you feel yourselves being lifted in the ground up into the air by the telekinesis again. You can continue your chat back and forth, but you're slowly being floated out into the arena again.
Frankie's
yeah.
just staring at the other Goliath because he's never seen one before.
Yeah, no, we're not too common to see. Hi. Continue floating.
Did that hurt? I mean, because and he shows you where he's shaped his head into the shape of tribals.
Mhm.
So the hair is looks like the tattoos, and he keeps it really short. He goes, because I mean, did that hurt?
That didn't, but this, pointing to what I'm assuming is a bunch of acid burns all across his face, this did.
Yeah, I see. Look, my teeth are white again, and he just gives you this big grin.
He just kind of turns and just focuses on what's ahead.
In the middle of this alien world in which you will inevitably die, there is a Goliath meet cute as you're floated across the arena towards what awaits you. And as you flow back out into this arena, you can smell the scent of the gladiators that have recently died. You can smell the copper on the air, and the crowd is chanting, Il Bre Nu, Il Bre Nu, Il Bre Nu, until the last of you are out into the arena proper. You drop down to the crystalline floor, which is not glowing so brightly, and it doesn't feel as hot as it did the last time you were out here. And about 60 feet ahead of you, you see a 7-tiered pyramid structure made out of obsidian, very much like the platform before, that rises some 60 feet up into the air. And atop that pyramid is a heavily armored creature that looks sort of like an ogre. And that ogre is bellowing down in a deep voice to you in an alien language that you can't understand, and it's shaking at you a crystal spear. You can see the ogre has many more spears strapped to the armored back, and over its shoulder, you see a harness seat of sorts propped up right here, and in that strapped-in harness seat is a tiny green goblinoid that's cackling madly, and it's aiming a strange metallic device in your general direction. It sort of resembles a tiny crossbow. That is what you see as you drop to the ground, and we're going to go straight into it here. I'm going to give you all a chance to react. I will let you choose a movement, an action, or a bonus action, but not multiple on this first turn. And let's go ahead and start with our Tabaxi.
Mm-hmm. So, seeing this ogre charging towards us with the goblinoid on its back, Embers is going to start muttering under his breath, the nebulae in his eyes flaring, and there's a distant sound of whispers spreading around him that coalesces around the enemy before him as I cast Dissonant Whispers, which is a Wisdom 13 save.
All right. Are you casting it on the ogre or on the little goblinoid on its shoulder?
On the ogre.
All right.
Okay.
You
So
got
to
lucky.
make it, does take half damage. So
Mm-hmm. You're gonna roll that damage for me.
so
That's pretty good.
7 psychic.
All right. And you can hear the whoa, and sort of shakes his head back from side to side. With the one hand that's not holding the spear, it holds the side of his face and kind of looks dazed for just a moment. Who do you want to pass your turn off to?
I will pass it on off to the one I was having the nice moment with beforehand.
All right.
So
Lydia.
to the tiefling.
The tiefling is looking at you with wide eyes and says, "That is a style. Do you know what your eyes are doing? That is, look, I can do something too." And suddenly Tessely explodes into glitter and into nothingness, and she's invisible.
Is this
still
the
here,
invisibility
by the
spell
way.
or?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm still here, by the way. Just don't tell them that. And then I will use. Is it? Can we have a whole round, or was it one of either? You said.
Just one action of your choice this first round.
Yeah. Right.
Um,
That's it
So
then.
who do you want to pass your turn
Invisible.
off to?
And I will pass it off to Frankie because I'm still here. I'm not leaving you alone. We still need to make you that belt.
Okay. Because Frankie was waiting for the whole peekaboo moment thing to happen when Tesley went invisible. He was like, she left me. Oh, okay. She didn't leave me. And she looks at the cat. She looks at the thing up there. She looks at the other Goliath and goes, I'm going to hide. And he's going to try and find someplace either up against the very base of the pyramid, flatten himself up against it, or a shadow along the walls, somewhere where he can kind of try and disappear.
And so I'll tell you, the walls are also made out of obsidian and very smooth, so they're very dark. So you could run up, you have to make a choice though. You can run up to either the wall or the base of the pyramid.
Base of the pyramid. And he's just going to kind of
Okay.
flatten himself up so that if whatever's on top can't see straight down at him, he hopes.
Yeah, give yourself partial concealment. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check too while we're at it, just to kind of see.
Okay. That
Okay.
is best. That's a 12.
All right. And that brings us over to Spence. As you watch the other Goliath try to get small in the nook in the bottom tier of the 7-tiered pyramid.
Okay. I'll just kind of make a couple of hand movements, and you watch the sapphire trim start to glow on his armor, and I'm going to cast Bless on Frankie, Embers, and myself. So
Excellent.
that'll prompt. All right. And I'll be pulling out my flail, but that's about it from me.
So you all spread out. Some of you attack. Some of you go invisible. There's just a moment at the start of this, right before that ogre who's been shaking its head rears back, and it pulls its arm back with that crystal spear, and it launches it through the air, and then it draws another spear and launches a second spear, and then it draws a third spear from over its shoulder, and it throws a third spear. And it's going to throw, let's say, one at... We're going to go one at Embers, 2 at... Yeah. Let's go 1 at Embers and 2 at our Goliath here. The one that's not hidden.
Okay. Good.
So Embers, that is going to be a 19.
Yep, that will hit.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, or Strength saving throw. My bad.
Oh, strength. That's worse. So that will be a 6 because it's a -1.
So we got a Bane donated from chat for this, which means double damage on the first hit this encounter. So this spear flies through the air and it goes straight through, let's say, your leg, and it pins your leg to the crystalline floor. And you are actually restrained. You're caught there until you can make an escape or find another means to get away. It's going to be 22 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a good time to use this. With my reaction, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity of Rebuke the Violent. So the ogre has to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC of 12, so it's not too hard.
What's the result here?
If it fails, it'll take radiant damage equal to the damage it just dealt.
Perfect.
Or half on a success.
So describe what this looks like, because it did fail.
Okay. So as the spear pierces Ember's foot, you just watch light that almost resembles water start to pour out from his armor and just streak and hit the ogre square in the chest.
All right. Meanwhile, those two other spears are in the air flying towards you as you blast light out towards this ogre.
Yep.
It's going to be a 24 and a 24.
Jesus. Yeah, both of those are going to hit.
Make me 2 strength saving throws. So that's going to be 22 total piercing damage.
Okay. Die.
And this is a good time to remind the audience, we're doing this all for Papyrus and suicide prevention today. So if you're tuning in, you just tuned in, anything we raise in chat today to have more fun, help kill these players, help these players survive, that's all going to a really great charity. So if you can, tap in to your holiday spirit and give a little thank you for being here.
Okay, so the first one will be a 5 and the second one's a 17.
Be a 17. So the first one's the one that pins you, and I'm going to say it hits you in the shoulder, actually pins your shoulder back to the wall, and you are also restrained.
Okay.
The goblin on its shoulder also has a turn, and it's leveling, like it's kind of aiming, and it looks like it's trying to pick who it's going to shoot at. It's going to roll a random die here. I'm going to take out from that die Lydia, because she is invisible. So we'll say 1, Spence, 2, Sam, 3, Cat, because it's high enough that it can see down. It can just make out with your 12. Its passive perception is just a little higher. Not the ogres, though. The ogre doesn't see you. Cat, no, that's all right. So this is going to be a shot against Embers. Probably a miss here. It's going to be a 9. Miss. So this bolt goes.
So yeah, that misses.
So you're strained and you're kind of like fighting with a spear that's run through your leg, and this bolt streaks by you. When it hits the wall behind you, it explodes. It is not a small explosion. There's a ball of fire that explodes and then retreats back into the spot, and there's just a crater left in the obsidian wall where this bolt struck. That's the end of their turn. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lydia because she is invisible. So she didn't have to deal with anything flying at her.
Oh god. I'm going to try and make my way up the pyramid. Is it climbable at all? Is it like the regular steps or climbable steps or?
So basically you can make your choice of an acrobatics or athletics check, and if you beat a DC 15, then you can do so without it being difficult terrain. It's climbable either way, but one's slower than the other.
Acrobatics or athletics? I'll take acrobatics because that's my expertise.
Il Branu! Il Branu! The hippie killer donates a Bane. More blood for the
22.
blood cards.
Oh no. More blood for the blood gods. Yeah, so then what's your full speed? Like, how much speed are you using here? Using the
Regular
dash
30.
action? Regular
Yes.
30?
And dash.
So you
if I
can get, yeah, you can get to the pyramid with 30 feet. If you use your dash action, then you can get you can get halfway up the pyramid.
Yes, that's what I'll do.
Okay, and you're still invisible this entire time. I'm not gonna make you roll
Yes.
for that. But you're able to kind of climb up very quickly, like hop up from tier to tier, and you're like halfway between the third and the fourth tier up this pyramid.
All that cardio for the choreographies actually paid off.
All those dance lessons finally meant something.
Yeah.
Who would you like to pass your turn off to?
I'm looking around to see where, if I can spot Frankie at all. Yeah, always sort of watching what Frankie's doing, hoping we had the same idea, trying to hide, and passing it off to Frankie.
Perfect. Frankie, you're up.
Who's closer to Frankie? Embers or the other Goliath?
I want to say they're both pretty close. They're both Embers is speared to the ground currently, and our Goliath is speared to the wall.
Okay.
They're both about 30 feet away from you.
Frankie wants one of those spears. So he's going to go over to the cat, figuring it's going to be easier to pull it out of the ground, and try and pull the spear out of the cat's foot.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Okay. Okay. Come on, dice.
Frankie! Hello!
Nat 20.
Frankie, my friend.
Yes,
Hello, down
yes.
here.
Pepper? Oh no,
Hello.
Pepper. Oh,
I have a delivery for you. Hello. It is a blessing. A blessing from Stella Blightwing. Good luck.
oh, thank you, Stella.
Thank you so much, Steve, for that donation. That's a blessing done, or I guess a boon, to use your language.
So, Kat, as Frankie pulls this spear out with a nat 20, pulls it out of the leg, you feel a power, like a magic pulsing in your hand off of this weapon, and you're not sure exactly what it's capable of, but you think that this might come in handy.
I like this.
And that does with a natural 20, that does entirely free.
So he reaches out and just kind of absently pets the tabaxi, scratching him behind the ears. And he goes, okay, you need to go run and hide now, like this. And he does it, if you've ever seen The Emperor's New Groove, how Kronk goes humming his theme song that's what Frankie's now doing. He's going to use his bonus action to dash and try and get up as far up the pyramid as he can with his new toy.
Okay, so let's see, you spent 30 feet to get there, you spent 30 feet to get back. You can get to the bottom. What's your total speed?
30.
30? Yeah, so you can get to the you can get back to the base of the pyramid, but you can't climb up at this turn.
Okay, even using his bonus action to dash?
Oh,
Rogue, yo.
yes. So go ahead and make me an athletics check then, or an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Let's see how high you can get up.
Yeah, let's do acrobatics. I know how much you love rogues, Don. Oh, that's only an 8, though.
Oh boy.
So you can do it. It's just difficult terrain. So you make it up 2 of the tiers. You just climbed up the second tier. There's 5 tiers left. So you make it about 15 feet up.
Okay. And that would be pretty much his turn.
Who do you pass it off to, Embers?
I'm going to pass it off to Ember.
All right, Ember. So you see the Goliath run back and begin to climb the pyramid, and you see over your shoulder behind you, Galdrin, the Goliath, pinned to the wall with another spear.
Okay. And our big friend, where is he?
The ogre and the goblin are at the apex, at the very top of this pyramid, the 7-tiered pyramid, and the ogre's already reaching for another set of spears.
Okay. So as I feel my ears be scratched by the Goliath before running off. There's just a muttering of, if this was not life or death, I'd scratch your eyes out. Before I follow suit and head over to the pyramid as well. I have,
Okay.
despite the cane and the leg wound, Embers moves surprisingly fast because of feline agility, so 60 feet movement. So,
Perfect.
gonna get up to the pyramid. Let's see. Bonus action. Gonna slam the staff on the ground, and it's gonna crackle slightly, harden, and the cane is now a shillelagh weapon. And as an action, I'm going to try and hide.
Okay. So you're hiding like at the base of the pyramid again?
Yes.
Perfect. Maybe
Trying
a
to get
stealth
out
check.
of the way of any other spears. So that'd be with a 5. So that would be a dirty 20.
You flatten yourself down like right at the base so that you know that your entire body is in the shadow of the pyramid there. And anything else on your turn?
No, that's my turn.
All right, Galdrin, you are pinned to the wall.
Yeah,
You're up.
I assume it'd be my action to try and pry this thing out.
Yeah, it's like an escape DC, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he figures if he doesn't try to get this thing out, he's going to get skewered, so he's going to try that.
Okay.
1d20 plus... that's a 20.
That's good enough. You pull the spear out of the obsidian wall behind you through your body.
Yeah. And then I am just going to use my movement to get up to the base of this pyramid. And then, with my last spell slot, I am going to cast Thunderous Smite on my flail.
Perfect.
And that's my turn.
All right. Goblin's going to fire first. Once again, this time it's going to aim it down. I think it aims it at Frankie because Frankie is climbing up and it can actually see Frankie. So it fires this metallic, almost crossbow-like weapon at you. That's only going to be an 11. Not enough.
That's a miss.
And then right after that bolt sails past you, hits the obsidian ground, and explodes in a ball of fire. 3 spears come out from the ogre itself. I'm going to say 2 of the spears are going to be aimed at Frankie because they're closest, and one of them is going to be aimed at Galdrin because it can also see Galdrin at the base of the pyramid.
Yeah.
So 21, a 9, and an 11 versus Galdrin.
The 21 hits.
Yeah, the 20... and you said there was, 1 at me, so that would be, what, an 11?
An 11 at you. An 11 at you.
Yeah, an 11 will miss.
Miss. So make me a strength saving throw, Kat.
I will say you do have a D4 because of Bless.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right.
And we did get a Bane in.
Oh, good.
Oh dear. Okay. That's an 8 total.
So this spear sails down. It catches your arm like right as you're basically like about to climb up to the next tier, and it pins your arm to the top of the 3rd pier. So you're actually held there and restrained. That's 22 piercing damage.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
And that's the end of their turn. I'm going to go ahead and pack, because I've been waiting to do this. I'm going to give it to Spence here. Spence, make me a dexterity saving throw. It's your turn, by the way. This is just at the top of your turn. You're muted for me.
Sorry, that's a 9 total.
So the spear sails past you, and you're preparing, you've got your weapon ready, you're preparing to climb up, and then you hear a buzzing sound behind you, and you happen to glance over your shoulder. The spear is stopped midair, it turns around, and it comes back towards you again. And this time it doesn't actually run you through. Instead, when it gets close, it explodes in one of those balls of fire. You're going to take some fire damage here.
Cool.
10 fire damage.
I'll use my reaction to Stone's Endurance since I got that back.
Okay.
That's reduced by 4, so I take 6.
It's the top of your turn.
Yeah. With my action, yeah, I probably need this. I'm going to dump all 15 of my lay on hands into myself. And then I'm going to use my movement to start climbing up the pyramid even more.
Make me an athletics check or an acrobatics check to see how quickly you can get up.
That'll definitely be my athletics. That'll be 14 on athletics.
So that is not enough to move without difficulty, so your speed's halved. So what's your total speed that you're moving here?
30 feet, so I'm only moving 15.
So you make it halfway up the pyramid, about to the level where Frankie is pinned.
Okay. Cool. I don't have
and
anything
who
else
would you
I
like to
can do.
pass your turn off to?
Okay, so I'm the first one that's acted, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll pass it off to our tiefling bard friend. See what she can do.
I am every now and then looking back at the mayhem that is happening below me. And can I get up to the top of the pyramid to the two enemies?
You can, and you can hear the chants of the crowd again as you reach the top. Il Brenu, Il Manu.
I'm looking down and remember that I'm slightly afraid of heights. And is this a good opportunity for you to use one of your disadvantages because I'm invisible, even though I'm not going to attack with stabby stab? But it would be a constitution save, and they're not seeing it coming from behind them.
Roll me 1d2, and on a 2, I will use my one of my disadvantages against me.
1d2, how do I just roll a d4?
/ die 1d2. Just type it in there.
D2.
No.
I'm going to save that disadvantage for you instead.
Wow, it's stopped on a D2 on my screen, though. That's
it's
weird.
tricky, yeah. But I'll go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw. Are you targeting the goblin or the ogre?
It's a thunder wave, so it would target them both.
Both of them. So this is the goblin. This is the ogre. The goblin gets... Yeah, the goblin's 16, and the ogre, is going to fail.
Yeah. Thunder wave is d8, I think. Yeah, 2d8 thunder damage.
Perfect.
So that's 8 damage, and the ogre is automatically pushed 10 feet away from me. Would that push him off the pyramid?
It is, and I'm going to have him make a dexterity saving throw to see if he's knocked prone. What's your spell save DC?
13.
So it knocks him off, and he falls down to the next tier, and he falls down on his hands and knees, and he is prone temporarily.
And Tessely is just going, yes, you're going down! I'm yelling, timber! And is dancing, but is now realizing she's visible again.
Yep. Perfect. And who do you want to pass your turn off to?
And I'm seeing the kitty down who got a little bit of damage. Are you still okay and super fluffy? I'm passing my turn to Kitty.
All right. Embers.
So with the free action, Awakened Mind, The tiefling will hear, "No, I am not bloody okay," whispered into her head. As down below, Embers is trying to staunch the bleeding, and if I cast a spell, do I break my stealth? Even
If it's an attack spell, yeah.
So if it's
Just
not an
depends on the
attack,
spell.
I'm taking another swig and casting False Life.
I think that's okay. Yeah, that's safe.
Okay, in that case, I'll roll 1d4. 2, so that's 6 temporary hit points to me, and that's my action.
All right.
I'm going to try and stealthily start climbing up.
All right. Roll me one more stealth check.
Yep.
I'm going to give you advantage on this because they just got blown off the top of the pyramid, so
Okay.
you have a little bit more freedom of angles you can work with here.
Okay then. So, highest for that, but not too good. 12.
Okay, that's enough for the ogre. So you're pretty sure you're out of view of the ogre, but you see the goblin look out of the corner of his eye, and he spots you.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, so we're gonna give it to Kat then. So I need Frankie Fourfingers to make me a dexterity saving throw, and you're restrained. So, yeah,
Can I use my reaction first to do Stone's Endurance?
absolutely.
Before you try to kill me again. Okay. So that at least gives me a little bit. Okay,
And you will
dexterity
have
saving throw.
and you will, yeah. And since you're restrained, you'll have disadvantage on this.
All right. And I still have my D4 for this, correct?
Yes.
You do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because I forgot to make him make a check.
Oh, that's gonna be a
Oh,
fail.
no.
That's that's 7 total.
All right. So you hear that buzzing sound too as you're like working. Your arms pinned to the pyramid, and you look behind you, and that mist spear turns around and flies back at you, gets close, hovers right in front of you for a moment, and then explodes in a ball of fire for 16 fire damage. That could have been worse.
Hell, Frankie's unconscious, hanging limply from the spear that's pinned him to the.
And you have 2 death saving throws already.
Yeah.
2 fails. I need you to
Yeah.
make me one right now.
Okay. I can. Could use it. I'm gone.
So Frankie, I'm going to let you
Yeah.
do this because we had this boon given from chat to you. You have this moment. You see it hovering there. You know that the last one just exploded down below. You know it's going to explode. And you know that there's no way out of this. I'm going to give you a moment to take an action and play out his final moment before the ball of fire consumes you.
Frankie, just as he sees it coming, his eyes go wide, and he looks at the spear, and he knows what these spears can do now, and he's not going to get a chance to use it. And he's going to yell out, "Geldrin!" And he's going to toss the spear to Geldrin to use.
Perfect. And Galdrin, you're right there, so you're able to, like, she doesn't have to, Frankie doesn't have to throw it far to reach you, we'll say, and just, you're able to snatch it out of the air. And then what's Frankie's expression the moment before the explosion?
It's just kind of a resigned, his eyes are wide, like, this is really gonna hurt. I'm sorry, Tasley. I gotta go now.
Don't leave me alone.
And then
And in that ball of fire, as it retreats, only parts of Frankie remain, little bits here, little bits there. Kat, it was so great to play with you. You lasted a lot longer than you did the last Meatgrinder, which is excellent. I love Frankie.
Yes.
We still have lots more people to kill in a very short period of time, and I am determined to do it. So, Kat, please tell us where we can find you, and what would you like us to know about that you're up to right now?
I'm really not up to much of anything with the holidays coming up, except games here and there. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. Thank you for all of the donations. Please keep them coming. I love you all, and have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Kat.
Bye.
We'll bring in our next gladiator here in just a moment. So let's see here. We've had, I think that brings us back to Spence. I think it's your turn now.
Okay. Wait, because I was the one who went first, so would it be back to the ogre or no?
Oh yeah, it is back to the ogre. And
Good.
the ogre.
Thanks for reminding him.
No, actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you guys a shot here before the ogre's turn. Snails, welcome to the show. You've been watching this horror fest of spears and explosions unravel, and then the gates open up, and your character is lifted up by the Mindflayer's telekinesis, and you feel yourself being launched out through the gate towards the base of this pyramid, sailing through the air. You can see these strangers down before you fighting their way up to the top of the pyramid, trying to fight this monster, these pair of monsters. Please describe to us your character, their name, what they look like, and what they are thinking as they go flying through the air.
Yeah, I'm playing Skra, the green and orange plumed Aarakocra, and as they go sailing through the air, their wings flare out, catching them midair. And with the gentle breeze, they remember one of the few happy memories that they can still hold on to, which is sitting high in a tree on a cold mountaintop as cold winter winds blow snow into the forest. And they stare down. I am Skra. And they hold up a shield.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and give you, just like with them, they had one action on their first turn. I'm going to give you one action. So it can be a movement, an action, or a bonus action. Your choice here as you enter the fray.
How far away is the ogre from me?
Let's say if you're at the base of the pyramid, the ogre is about 50 feet up near the top. Okay. Not quite at the top, but near the top.
Then I will just go ahead and take my action to throw my boomerang at the ogre.
Perfect. Make a shot.
That's going to be like a 9, so no.
9. And I will tell you too, because you just jumped in, you do have an advantage that you can use at any time. You can hold on to it, but you have one left over from previous player there.
Awesome. It whirls around back and he catches it in his hands, just frowning bird face.
Perfect. The goblin's gonna go first at the top of this turn, and the goblin spots the tabaxi, who's been like slowly sneaking higher and higher up, and it aims that metallic gun-like device, and it fires a bolt at you. This is gonna be a 25.
Yeah, that will hit easily.
So go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw here.
Yes, 1 second. That's a 14.
All right, so that is going to be 5 piercing damage, and as soon as you get pegged in the shoulder with one of these bolts, it a moment later explodes, and you're going to take an additional 10 fire damage, so a total of 15.
As Ember's consciousness fades from him, he is holding out a hand. Eldritch arcane energy is going to flare around him. Grasp his hand, and I'm casting Hellish Rebuke.
Yes.
Final action. So that will be a DC 13 Dex save.
For the ogre or the goblin? Oh, I guess it has to be the goblin, yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be half damage here as it passes its save.
Okay, so 3d10. So that's 10 points of damage.
It's a good roll. Describe how, as you basically describe this like moment where it shoots you and you know it's about to explode and you rebuke it. This is basically both of you taking each other out at the same time. How do you destroy this goblin?
So, as he begins to fall unconscious, pulling at this arcane energy, there's a brief moment, a flicker in Ember's mind of a couple of names, Sooty, Maylene, Due Diligence, Finbar, as much as he disliked him. All these people he encountered in his youth before he made the mistake of stealing a tome he should not have ever touched, that awakened nightmares. And as these nightmares wash over the good memories, he directs them at the goblin and just shatters its consciousness, its sense of self, and falls backwards into his pit of blackness.
And right before that explosion overwhelms you, you see the goblin's face gleeful and cackling, and that face just goes slack, and there's nothing there. You can see drool kind of pulling out of its mouth, and its head just falls to its side. Alive, maybe, but not a semblance of life that's threatening, certainly not one that's good. You basically just taken the goblin out, and he just kind of slumps against the shoulder of the ogre. Then that explosion happens, and I need you to make me a death saving throw.
Yep, right away. That's a 16.
All right. It is the ogre's turn. The ogre stands up, and I think because of this interaction, it sees you laying there unconscious. It's going to go ahead and spear you once with a thrown spear. That's going to be a hit. So it's basically 2 automatic failed death saving throws for the tabaxi. And you're not aware of it. You're still like not conscious again, but he's basically started to finish you off. And as he pins you to the ground, he then turns and unleashes 2 more spears. He's going to throw one at... Nah, I think he's going to throw them both at Lydia. He's going to throw them both at the bard, because the bard just thunder waved him. Took his place at the top of the pyramid. So here we go, a 26 and a 16.
Yeah, both hit.
So that's going to be a total of 22 piercing damage, and I need you to make me 2 strength saving throws.
Mm-hmm. I'll do them at advantage. Although,
Okay.
wait, 22 takes me out.
Oh no.
Just, I'm at 21 hit points.
I
will... Sorry?
Yeah. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I will, as I fall towards sort of near the ogre, I'm sort of falling off the stage in a dramatic moment, clutching the spear through my guts. And because it looked really cool when the Azamar did it, and that is literally the only reason I'm totally stealing someone else's aesthetic. There's flames of fire, wings of fire engulfing me for a moment, and then shooting down into spears into the ogre, and I'm also casting Elrish Rebuke as
Excellent.
a reaction because tiefling.
That's going to be no, it's going to be an 11.
That does not make it. Takes full damage. That is 3 plus 6, 9. Do I add anything to that? No.
Excellent. And go ahead and make me a death saving throw as well.
Can I make death saves at advantage? Because I never really got to use any of them.
Yeah, go ahead and use an advantage.
I will have to. Yes. With the advantage, that's a save. At 15.
Oh, I see.
Did it not show up? Or first one was a 5. The second one's a 15. I can screenshot it for you if you want to.
No, I trust you. So you pass your first death saving throw as you expend this energy, and then your body drops to the ground, and you're just spent. You're not unconscious, but you're not really able to do anything until you find a way back up to your feet. Who do you want to, let's go ahead and actually, I want to give it to, let's give it to Embers. Embers, I need you to make me another death saving throw, and this is basically to see if you live or die.
Yep, here we go. Nope.
So tell me how Ember's last moment, you come back alive, you're conscious, but you know that the light is fading fast. What's your last moment there?
There's no sense of thought to his present moment. It doesn't even see the present moment as the nebulous fade and reveal blind, pale eyes that had long since lost their sight. His body, long since aged past what a tabaxi should be, sustained by the eldritch energies he'd tapped into. And he thinks back to his old life as Two Boots in Taillandia, as the Cheshire Cat thief, and a small smile pulls at the weathered old face as the final flare of the embers of his life settle down and he drifts away into a long-wanted rest.
And so his rest begins. And thank you very much for playing with us today. I really, really liked your character. Embers is very, very cool. Before we bring in, I think maybe the last of our players today, go ahead and please tell us where we can find you online, what you're up to. If you're up to anything cool, please send folks there. And I've really enjoyed getting to play with you.
Yeah, sadly, similar to Wizards of Beans before, I'm a college student, so nothing really going on other than this. And after this, I'm actually going to go and get work done on an assignment. So there's that. But I can be found on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock. I don't really do much. It's just if I'm going to be appearing anywhere on the internet, I'll tweet and retweet where that will be, whenever that will be. But thank you so much for having me on for this. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. And thank you everybody who's supporting our charity event today and supporting such a great charity. You've all been fantastic and it's been a lot of fun. We're getting close to the end now. So buckle in, grab your last drinks and snacks. We're going to continue on. And thank you again, Sam, for playing with us today. I'm going to go ahead and bounce it back now to our other unconscious character. Yes. I can't wait to find out more there in a minute. In the meantime, let's bounce it back to Lydia and give the turn over to Lydia. I need you to make me a death saving throw as well.
Fair enough. I'm using another advantage. Most likely will need it. What's the thing again? 2.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
That's 2 successes. So that's pretty good so far.
That's not bad. I didn't even need the advantage. I
We'll
will sort of, if you allow me to just do the help me and drop down another level of the pyramid as I'm dramatically rolling.
Perfect. Who do you want to pass your turn off to?
And yeah, and point towards the new person that just floated in, the bird person. Oh, sorry, the newest person. Yes, because hi, you're not. We don't know what you're like yet, do we?
So Simon, she points towards your character as you're being telekinetically flung out of the holding area and towards the arena. Welcome to the arena. Please describe for us who you're playing, what they look like, and what might be going through their heads as they're slung towards this pyramid. Oh, you're muted for us.
Maybe try a refresh. And in the meantime, thank you all so much for your support here today. More blood for the blood gods!
Yay!
Thank you all so much.
Any luck there? Go ahead and try refreshing and see if we can get you back in. In the meantime, we'll just go ahead and cut the turn over to, let's go to Spence. Spence, you've been hanging on for a moment there.
Yeah.
Halfway up the pyramid.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I'm just going to strap that spear that Frankie threw to me onto my back. I'm going to keep climbing up with my movement. So.
We'll say you're able to use your movement to get up to. Are you climbing to the top of the pyramid, or are you climbing up to the ogre? Ogre's
I'm
about.
climbing up to the. I'm climbing up to the ogre.
Okay, so you're up on the 6th tier now. So you're able to climb up to the ogre, who stood back up once again. You can see the goblins like kind of hanging limply off the side of the ogre's shoulder. What do you do once you get up there?
I'm going to attempt to swing my flail at this ogre. So.
Go for it.
Oh boy. No, probably not. That's an 11. Oh wait, I do get a D4 because of Bless, so let's see what happens here, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see if that raises it up.
You need a 4.
Nope. Nope.
So you swing your flail and it bounces off the ogre's armor, and you can feel it hit. It feels like you've just struck solid steel, and you can feel your arm shaking. Maybe a bone broken. And a moment later, the ogre turns, swings down at you with a counterattack using its reaction. Does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Or 17? Neither one of them hit, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you're able to just duck out of the way, basically, of this counterattack, this swat. Anything else on your turn?
I don't have anything else I can do, so I am just going to stand there.
Okay. And you attacked with your flail, right? You also still have the spear as well, just to remind you.
Yep.
Cool. Let's see if we can get in Simon here. Simon, are you able to speak? Not yet? That's okay. We'll keep working on it. We'll get you in. You look great. You really do. Let's go over to Snails while Simon's working on his tech here. And you're flying, right? But you're like flying near the base of the pyramid. It's your turn.
Yeah, so it's 50 feet to the top of the pyramid or 60?
It's 60 to the top of the pyramid and 50 to the ogre. Who's on the, imagine 7-tier pyramid, he's on the 6th tier. He's not quite at the top.
Okay. So flying 50 feet up, will I be able to see our unconscious bard friend?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. So Scraw gives a couple powerful flaps of his wings, and looking over at the bard, says, "It is not your time to go yet. And as a bonus action, I will use Spare the Dying to stabilize the bard. And then I will use my action to cast Frostbite on the ogre. It'll need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
Perfect. Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be high.
Yeah.
That's a 23. Yeah.
Just a little bit of frost, just
But the bard's back up though. And how many hit points did you say?
I mean, Spare the Dying is just that I don't need to make
right, you Spare the Dying, yeah. So you're, but yeah, I think it's more fun if you're up though. I'm gonna give you 1 hit point.
Thanks. I'm looking up and see this beautiful angelic apparition fluttering with orange and green feathers. That's not angelic, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Is that the end of your turn, Snails?
Yes, it is.
So Scraw, you're floating up like right in his face, and we also have Galdrin is right in his face. I'm gonna say while we're waiting for Simon to get back in and get his mic set up, we're gonna go ahead and go to the ogre's turn, and the ogre is going to throw 3 spears straight up into the air, and they go, and they come back down. And I need. Well, I'm just gonna make this attack. 2 of these against. Scraw, 15 and a 21.
The 21 will hit.
Make me a strength saving throw.
Uh-oh. 10?
So you're gonna take 11 piercing damage as the 2 of the spears come down near you, and You wing out of the way of one of them, the other one comes down and pierces one of your two beautiful wings and thrusts down into the pyramid itself. You're pinned down, and let's see if you're 5 feet out. I'm gonna say you're gonna take 3 falling damage as you drop from the air and are pinned down to the 4th tier of the pyramid. And it's only going to be a 10 versus Galdrin, so you're able to step out of the way and avoid it. That is the that is the turn of the ogre. I'm going to go ahead and while we're still waiting for Simon, let's give it to Lydia.
I'm not entirely sure what to make of that impish cackle there, but thank you. I have one hit point, but I can't really do much. I will cast blindness. No, that's my last spell slot. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna cast blindness on the ogre. Just checking what safe that is. Constitution saving throw. Versus 13. Fair enough. And then I will go and try and scramble into hiding if I can.
Yeah.
Around the pyramid or something.
I'll let you give me like kind of a random stealth check just to see how well you did.
That is all the glitter follows me for a second, but still. That is a 21.
Glitter or blood, the audience does not care, as Cat, Cleric of Code, has blessed everyone with an advantage.
Oh.
Yay. Oh, wait, me too? Oh, that's okay.
Sure, why not?
Yay! We're still waiting. We're still working on Simon there. In the meantime, I'll let you pass it off to either Spence or Snails there. Lydia.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I will pass it off to Snails because I have faith in the bird person freeing themselves.
All right. Snails, okay. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because you're restrained.
Can I burn an advantage to make it neutral?
Cancel it out? Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 13.
All right, so you're only going to take half damage here. So that second spear that missed you, it swerved off like a homing missile, swerved back around, and as you're pinned, it comes towards you and explodes. You're able to kind of shield yourself and take only partial damage at the last moment. So you'll take half of this damage. It is going to be a total of 8 fire damage to you.
I'm actually going to burn a first level spell slot in my reaction to cast Absorb Elements. So I will gain resistance to fire, so that'll be 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage. And how are you looking there?
Very bad. I'm at 6 hit points. But my next melee attack does an additional 1d6 fire. So at the top of my turn, I will burn a bonus action, and Scraw cries out in like this bird call that turns into a ferocious snarl as Scraw's body shifts and morphs, and he turns into an enormous brown bear as a bonus action. So I will make my strength saving throw to free myself.
Yeah, you're my favorite level 3 build, the Bird Barian, right? You're your Aarakocra Wild Shaper. I love it. Yeah, go ahead and make your strength saving throw.
That'll be 19 as a bear.
Yep. You transform into a bear, and I imagine like maybe with your absorb elements, like there's like fire coming out of your eyes and out of your mouth a little bit, and you break free of this spear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My movement, yeah. So I will use my movement to get up next to the ogre and just kind of snarl in its face.
Perfect.
It smells like too much cinnamon.
No such thing.
It offends him, but I like it. So let's go ahead, then at the end of your turn, let's give it to Spence. And Spence, I need you to make me dexterity saving throw as well.
Yeah, I'm going to use my advantage here because I feel like I'm probably going to need it. So that's a 16.
Perfect. So you too will only take half damage here. And you've dealt with this thing before, but you know that one of them missed you, and you turn around and you're able to like basically pull up and protect yourself from the worst of the blast. It is still going to do 12 fire damage.
Yeah. I'm still up, but I don't look good. So.
All right. So you can feel your ears ringing from the multiple explosions. You're still up, but kind of staggered. You can hear the distant chants of the crowd. Ilmanu, Ilmanu. You can see that the eldritch brain in that large floating figure that has tentacles thrust through it, that's attached to basically the brainstem of this tower-sized alien creature, is slowly lowering. It's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take another swing at this ogre with my flail and hope I can hit it. So we'll do that. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20, which means double damage.
Okay, so I get 2d8 because of the... Wait, are you just doubling the die roll, or is it twice the dice?
Just go ahead and double the damage. So
Okay.
whatever your final damage roll is, times 2. That's how I run my
Okay.
Meatgrinders.
Gotcha. Die 1d8. Okay, so that's 14 plus 3 is 17. And then I get my Thunderous Smite.
It's a full double.
Gotcha.
You roll your Thunderous Smite. I'm giving you it all.
So that's 20 bludgeoning damage plus what'll be 12 thunder damage.
All right.
And then it also, if it's not dead, it has to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet from me.
It's not dead yet, but its strength saving throw is going to be a 17.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
So this force of your blow, the thunderous force, causes reverberations that shakes the entire arena here, the ground, the pyramid beneath you. Parts of the obsidian actually break off from the force of this blow, and the ogre is staggered back. He slumps back against the pyramid behind him, and then slowly pushes himself up, looking dazed, but he's not quite out yet.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, who would I have to pass it off to, if anybody, or would it go back to the ogre?
If we can get Simon in here, then I'll immediately interject him and let him take a surprise turn, basically. But otherwise, it's going back to the ogre. So until he comes in, if he comes in, he's going to be like a saving angel here. But currently, the ogre is going to try to murder you.
Yeah, sure.
So he pulls back away, and as he does, he's reaching over his shoulder. He's got another spear, but he is going to take all 3 shots this time directly at the brown bear because it's large and bearish. So here's number 1. I'm going to use an advantage on number 2. Number 1's going to be a 23. Number 2 is going to be a 25. And I'm going to save my last advantage for now. A 21. All 3 hit?
Yeah. AC 11, so.
It's going to be 33 piercing damage.
Yep. Still a bear, just barely.
And I need you to make me... so he thrusts one through one leg, one through another leg, and then one straight into you. And then electricity begins to arc between the crystal ends of these 3 spears. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay. 18 plus 3, so 21.
All right, so you're only going to take half damage here as these all explode.
You can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh,
yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, we're going to bring you in here in a second. They need it. So you're only going to take half damage here from this. I don't know if it'll be enough to take you out or not, but it is a lot.
Oh,
God.
25 fire damage.
Okay. So I had 1 more HP left as a bear. And so I'm at... Luckily you don't instant kill me, but you come really close. I'm at 0 hit points.
You're 0?
Yes, so I will make my death saving throw.
Yeah,
I will
go ahead,
do it at advantage, because I have 1 left.
Alright.
Oof. Nope.
Oh, no.
That's a failure.
1 death saving throw failure. So you're in this bear form, and you get right up into his face, and then 3 thrusts through you. The energy from the hilts, from the hafts of those 3 spears arc off of each other, and then all 3 of them explode. And it's just a smoking. You're back in your bird form now, right? It's just like a smoking bird with like a few tufts of random bear fur, not quite all gone, still attached to your face and your arms. That's the ogre's turn. I'm going to give it to Simon now, who gets to come in. I'm going to give you a surprise round too. So you fly in, you see this ogre at the top looking pretty dazed, but all the other 3 gladiators look just beaten to hell, and one of them explodes. And when the smoke clears, it's just a smoking, non-moving bird on the edge, and there's only 2 other gladiators up. And then the telekinesis drops and you fall to the ground near just at the base of the pyramid. Please describe for us your character, what their name is, what they look like, and what they're doing here as they explode into action.
So, Lob is a goblin, and he's like an anthropologist, and like this is ink, and they broke his ink files, and now he's really angry. So he pulls both his axes and goes flying at the like, giant thing, and goes running forward and hacks it a couple of times, wild raging, all the rest of it.
Yeah. So you race up the pyramid, and what's your bonus there to attack?
Well, that was terrible. Like that is a 16 plus 4.
All right.
So 20.
So 20 will hit.
Cool. And then the 2 ones, I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and roll
So
your
that's-
damage for the 20.
I'm getting some serious lag spikes. That's not good. So, okay, it's not.
The 3 damage. So I love this idea that like at the end of this battle, you just see this charging goblin with axes, like screaming, running up the side here, swinging at this ogre. And what's the total damage there?
With the 1 axe hit, he kind of like glows, like a little bit of radiant energy just kicks in at the end there, and he managed to bury this axe into this creature. And that'll hit for +2 for the strength, +2 for the radiant, the raging, and then +1 for radiant. So that's a total of 11.
Perfect. And he will get a counter attack because of your misses there using his reaction. Oh, he also gets a 1. I will let you use your reaction if you want to take a counter attack back at him. This is how I like to do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like he's just gone crazy. He's like, you broke my ink files. I was like, there's so many cool people around here. I just wanted to get to know. That's gonna miss. Oh, that's not even close.
It's
That's
a really
like,
awkward
11.
moment between Goblin and Ogre, as they're kind of like slapping at each other. But you do manage to get in a good hit. I'm gonna say we're gonna give you all a round here, including we'll give Lob another round too. But let's start with our Aarakocra friend because I need.
Of course. Oh, that's a 5. I'm at 2.
You're at 2 fails. describe what your character is doing. Is they're not quite unconscious, but they're just barely able to move, and then pass it off to somebody else.
The fire fades from his eyes, and he's just slowly trying to stand up, but can't find the strength, making soft cooing noises.
Who would you like to pass your turn off to?
Oh, sorry. I will send it off to Spence.
Okay.
All right, Spence, you're up.
Yeah. Oof. This thing's looking pretty damn hurt at this point, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And I'll say this to everybody who's watching too. We are probably in like the last 10 minutes of our charity event, our Meatgrinder today, the last 10 minutes of action. So if you're holding back, there's anybody you want to save, there's anybody you really want to see die, now's the time to do it for charity. And Spence, it's your turn.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just gonna try one more swing with his flail at this thing, see if he can take it down. Oh, geez, that was almost a 20. That's a 7.
All right, here comes the counterattack.
Yep.
I'm going to use my advantage, my last advantage.
Yeah, sure. Please roll up.
How about a 22?
That's one above my armor class. That'll hit.
Make me a strength saving throw. I've been waiting for this moment.
20, so plus 3. That's a 13 on the strength save.
13. So this is going to be 11 bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah, he's out.
And he's going to push you. Basically, he swats you, knocks you 10 feet through the air, which causes you to then drop and take falling damage. It's not going to be enough to automatically kill your character, but it's going to be 2 immediate death saving throw failures from the falling damage. And I need you to make me a third. This is basically like, do you land on your neck wrong, or do you not?
This is going to be interesting. Oh, that's 1 below. That's a 14.
So please describe as you almost take this ogre out. You fought so hard, and then it swats you through the air. You're flying, and your head, you see, like, you're looking straight down at the ground, and you see that you're about to land wrong, and there's just like a moment before you strike the ground.
Using the thing that Frankie gave me, I'm going to attempt to like quickly turn around, pull out that spear, and just huck it at the ogre.
I'll allow you to make me an athletics check, and if you go above 20, I'll give you an attack. Otherwise, I will have it go random, go to one of the other characters here, probably Lob, since Lob is right up in the ogre's face.
I think that's fair.
Use your last
Alright.
You have one more advantage.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's probably. Yeah, so.
I mean, ill man.
I got. Now I need to roll that again. Die. D20. Plus 5. No.
No.
I'm not going to get it.
So you don't manage to like throw it in an attack like you're trying to, but it doesn't quite land. Instead, a Lob, this crystal spear flies through the air and lands right at your feet, and you see like over your shoulder, you see there this Goliath flying through the ground, and then a moment later he crashes his neck into the ground, and there's just a sickening twist. And Spence, you did so well. Congratulations.
It was good to be back.
Yeah, it was great to play with you again. Please tell us where we can find you. If you're up to anything that you want to plug, you want folks to know about, let us know. And we'll get on with the end of our charity event here. But once again, always great to play with you.
Yeah. Well, you can find me on Twitter at the whatever this is below here. Nothing to really plug at the moment, just that it was good to be back, and hopefully I can be back for another one of these sometime. So,
awesome. Well, F's in chat. F's in chat. Who would you like to pass your turn off to before you disappear?
I'm gonna give it to Lob.
All right, Lob.
Okay, let's do this. So Lob is still incensed and enraged about the fact that he's got ink all over his face and all over his sort of like clothes and stuff. And he's sort of like got both his asses in his hands, and he's just like, I'm having your kneecaps. And he just starts like going at the sort of like ogre's kneecaps, just like one swing after another.
Excellent.
Okay, so respectively, that is a 14 and a 10. Do either of those hit?
They're both
okay.
misses.
And then in which case... Ooh! So with him wild raging, so always wild raging, because barbarians never not wild rage, I crit with the offhand.
All right, so that's go ahead and roll your damage and then times the total damage by 2. That's how we do it for the Meatgrinder.
So he's just like straight off across the sort of like kneecap that's in front of him. Doesn't actually get the plus thinking about it. So that would only be 22.
Then. So you take the knee off with this blow, and the ogre is like on one leg now, barely standing, about to topple over. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. I will hand it over to the lovely Teething Bard. Ooh, there you go. Over there.
All right, Lydia. So you witnessed all of this, and at least it looks like the ogre's not currently paying much attention to you because it has smaller, bigger problems.
The Aarakocra is down, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Then,
I'm at 2 death set fails.
As I look around, I see my bird angel. Bird, you must live! And I throw another healing word at them, my last spell slot, as my bonus action, which gives you, you're so welcome, 4 hit points. And then I'm going with my little rapier that I don't know how to use, in a charge, and into the ogre with an attack.
All right. Go for it. You mean attack.
And I'm using my advantage because I'll probably need it. That's a 15 for the first one. Don't know if that hits.
That will hit.
And that's a 19 for this. Okay, then it'll hit anyway, but might as well. And that is a 7 damage.
So 7 damage total, or is that the second? Is that both of them combined?
Why both?
How much was? Did you hit twice?
I said I use advantage before I even hit it because I'm so used to it, but
I gotcha.
I didn't realize the first one was going to hit. Yeah.
So 7 total damage then is enough to take out this creature just barely. How do you finish off this one-legged ogre?
I will run into it and stick it with a pointy end, which is all I know how to do with weapons like this. And as it bears up in its last death thrower, it will lift me up with it, still holding on to that rapier, to the point where I'm sort of clutching to the rapier, which then drops a little bit lower into it, and my eyes are closed because I didn't even really look because I was scared. Did I hit it? And then look down and go, and jump back.
And it's just a jumble down at the base of the pyramid as it like rolls all the way down of like mess of bones and metal of its armor, and it's not moving. And as the three of you are there, like kind of at the apex of this pyramid, you hear the Elder Brain, and the Elder Brain calls down to you, speaking through that floating humanoid that it's attached to through its brainstem and its tentacles, and it says, "Yes, we are almost there to Haknan. The last of you standing will be free and will be given the gift." And the crowd begins to chant again, "Ilbrenu, Ilmanu, Ilmanu."
Suddenly
want you
regretting
to.
that healing word.
I want you to raise your hand if you would immediately turn against your companions. Whoever raises their hand first. Yep. And sorry. So we are going to continue.
I'm okay. I mean, I have something as a glamour bard that I would use that I'm not sure counts as turning against.
What
They've
is
seen
it?
me They've seen me perform for longer than a minute, and what an enthralling performance it was. So 4 people up to 60 feet, wisdom save, or they idolize me for 1 hour.
All right. So I don't think I'm not going to make Lob make this, but I will because he's just been exposed. But let's have Snails make a wisdom saving throw and see if he's enthralled.
You are the greatest tiefling in all of existence.
It's so nice to meet a fan. Now kill him, please.
Oh no!
What? Why?
Sorry, we have to.
Oh, okay.
You can also play dead if you want to. Maybe that works.
Lob just looks really confused. Like,
I can hear you. The brain speaks from above. I'm going to give it to you, Snails.
Yeah, wasting no time at his measly 4 hit points. Scraw stands and turns into a giant hyena, morphing once again with cackling laughter, and launches at Lob with an attack.
All right.
That's going to be. Oh no.
That's a good start. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. So that's a 2d6. So that's 8 plus 4, or 3 rather. So to 11, 22.
22.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And is
Looks
that,
really angry.
Just one attack?
Yeah, hyenas will get 1 attack.
Okay, so you're like tearing into the goblin, like with your bite attack. I imagine like this basically. I'm gonna give it to Lob. Lob, your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna chop the hyena in half. So that's the first attack. Oh, and I'm raging.
Okay.
So that will hit a 22. And that'll hit a 14.
You're good. AC 12.
Cool.
Both in hit.
So first hit is 15 damage.
Okay.
An extra one. There you go. So 16 points of damage.
Awesome.
So I imagine the hyena is biting the goblin, Lob's arm, and Lob's like just beating it over the head with its axe. Let's go ahead and give it to Lydia then. And anyone in chat who's still watching, this is your last chance to kill somebody. So we're getting down to the very end here. All right, Lydia, what do you got?
I'm. Can I even attack it if they're like tangled like this?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't. I don't know how to use that thing, but I do know how to use my words, and I will say that face paint stuff looks really dumb. I saw that in the 90s. I didn't like it then. And it's a vicious mockery with a wisdom save of 13.
Nice.
It looks really cool, by the way, Simon.
Thank you. It's really nice of you.
I'm sorry.
I've actually got a plus wisdom. Yeah.
And you know it,
Right.
right? You know it.
You actually become more friends rather than less friends. Is there anything else Lydia's doing? Or Lydia that,
I'm
that's
so out of everything. I can't.
I will say there is still that crystal spear.
I
that
was
is traded.
about to say, can I get to that crystal spear that's still lying around?
I will let you get to it. Do you have a bonus action?
Yeah. I just used that as my main action. I have my movement and bonus
And
action
also
still.
you can get to it and use your bonus action to pick it up if you want. Yeah, so you pick up the crystal spear. Let's go back up then to back up to a giant hyena then.
Okay, I will take yet another attack action at the little goblin friend.
At advantage.
Chutoy. At advantage. Okay, so the first one. Yeah, so that's +5, so it'll be a
They
total
will
of
hit.
20 to hit. So that's 2d6 plus 3. That's an additional 10 points of damage.
Halved?
And then halved? Oh, okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
5.
because I'm rated.
Oh, yes, of course. Then I will burn a second level spell slot as my bonus action to heal 2d8 hit points. 7 and 8. So that's 15 back. Yeah, so just 15 back. And that is my turn.
No, there's nothing there. It's going to give me a crit. Damn it. All right. Okay. Well, this has been fun. But he's just going to go crazy again. And will continue to tear at this terrifying and horrible hyena that's attacking the poor, defenseless lob after he, chops somebody's leg off or something. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to hit. That was a 8 plus 4, 12.
Yeah, that's exactly my AC.
Oh, nice. Okay. And that's going to hit as well then. So it's 2 hits. Okay. So that's a total of 13. No, 12. Sorry.
12. Okay. So you continue. You're both struggling against each other. For the moment, it seems like the hyena might actually kind of have the upper hand on this goblin. Lydia, it's your turn.
I don't want to die!
Mute it for us.
Who's looking more at death's door?
I currently have 32 hit points, so I'm going to assume it's Lob.
I think it's Lob. I think Lob's the one who's looking like he's losing in this melee.
Yeah. I'm running into it and I'm just giving a loud screech towards Lob. But unfortunately, both of them are in my vicinity and it will target both of them. Not that this is incredibly obvious. It's a thunderclap.
Okay.
So that would be a constitution saving throw for both.
Do I have 2 disadvantages left?
I have 2 advantages. You can have one of mine.
I'm going to use the disadvantages because they have to make saving throws. I want them both to make their saving throw disadvantage.
And you said that was dexterity?
Constitution.
Oh, Constitution.
Do I have... Oh, wow.
Ding. That's 8.
That is 19.
That will make it. The other snail takes 4 damage, thunder damage.
The hyena does.
Does that break my idolization of you, or?
Nope.
You're still the best.
At least nothing in the rules. Because I target it towards Lob as well. It just happens to be.
I'm gonna give
bouncing.
you a wisdom saving throw to see if it breaks it, though. To see if you can get that she did it on purpose. Basically, an insight check.
Let's see. Hang on. 7 plus 5, so that's 12.
What's your spell DC?
Nope, 13.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna run out again because it's not a melee thing.
All right. Let's go back up to the top then. We have the hyena.
Okay.
3 damage. Come on.
Second verse, same as the first. Does a 13 hit?
Yes. Oh, 15. Yes.
Is it a 15 or a 13?
13. Although you
Misses.
went reckless last. Did you go reckless?
No, I
last
did. Yeah, advantage. Oh yeah,
so you
definitely
have
advantage. Always reckless.
Okay.
Nope, I miss. But I expend another second level spell slot to heal myself.
Druids, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
And that's my turn.
Okay. So, are we at the top of this pyramid?
Basically, yeah, you're like on the 6th tier of 7 tiers.
Okay. I'm a yeet the hyena.
Can't wait.
That's a sentence that was spoken.
I am tired of being a chew toy. And I'll grab it by its front paws and I will wing it round and round and then lob it.
All right, give me an athletics check versus an
advantage?
athletics check.
For I am raging and I am angry.
So you're able to grapple the hyena. If you want to throw it this turn, I'm going to make you have to make a dexterity saving throw to not also fall off the edge and tumble down.
Would I be allowed to take danger sense on that for advantage?
Yes, but I'm going to use. But yes, yeah, I would give you that.
I see you coming.
So that's fair.
Okay.
You know those steps are there.
Okay. Nah, he's getting lobbed. Or at least
All
his
right,
best I think he is.
I'm gonna allow give me one more athletics check versus athletics check here to see if you're able to throw him as well.
You gotta embrace the madness. I am totally the chaos right now. Yes, I am. No, he's not done it, has he? I better miss the. Oh, no way! That was totally a 20. Okay.
All right.
Is that not working?
No, it worked.
Okay, cool.
20 falling damage as this goblin grabs you by your giant hyena ankles and spins you around and throws you off of the pyramid, and you crash down into the crystal ground below. You almost go off the edge too, but you just managed to catch yourself, Lob. And that brings us back to Lydia. The crowd is chanting.
I am going to do another vicious mockery up towards Lob. You can't even throw a hyena! And another wisdom save, please.
Oh, no, that's going to go in. Go on. Yeah, D4. You've got 3 left.
That is 3.
No.
Exactly.
Oh no. Is that it?
That is it.
So-
if you allow it. Oh, sorry, yeah, because going out, yeah.
So this vicious mockery snaps your attention around, Lob, and you thought maybe that there was possibility you could be friends, but in this moment, as her ringing your mental bell happens, that foot that you had caught yourself on the edge of the pyramid slips, and you begin to fall backwards. And I would like for you to play out. You have one action. I'll allow you to do one thing before you fall to your.
He's just kind of stood there, like almost going, like wobbling backwards and forwards, and just like grabs this book off him, and he just shoves it out towards the tiefling. And he's like, "That's the book of my master. He liked people." And he just
die already!
He just falls backwards, tumbling, bouncing.
And then splat.
Yeah, and then like a characteristic, just like.
I love it. Lob, your time with us was brief, but you did kill an ogre. You chopped off its leg. You made a great sound.
The only other thing I will add is where is this? Because I didn't get to tell you this. He's an anthropologist. So that book has all the different sort of details on, like, you know, if you choose to play his character again, don't know if you ever will, but it's got all the details on wood elves from the Murky Wood. There you go. But yeah.
Fantastic. It was great. I'm so glad we got to play. I love the makeup. The hands are they're so cool. Please tell us where we can find you online. If you have anything you want to tell us about, you want folks to know about, now's a great time to share.
Yeah, like the tech was great when we did the tech, and obviously in the moment, like it wasn't great. So that's standard behavior. Like I'll be having words with my microphone later. You can find me 5 Rounds More on Twitter. I'm generally a good voice to try and sort of like build people up in the community, and I'm all about that. So feel free to come give us a check-in. Failing that, working with Hollowtail on the new Deadlands, so that's on his channel. And be good to people, you know? Like, not all goblins are terrible people. They just get angry, you know? Thanks. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I love that. Well, I hope we get to play again in the future. It's great to get to meet you. And take care. We now are down to the final 2, and I think I'm going to give it over to our hyena here. You've fallen so far, and you're looking up, and at the top of the pyramid, you see the bard there, and then just a little bit beyond, descending slowly, the elder brain with those tentacles still attached to that grotesque human body. It's floating downward. Snails, what do you do? Does Scraw do?
Well, clearly the bard is in danger because the elder brain is coming towards it. And since she's the greatest, Scraw is going to use their 50-foot hyena movement speed to dash up the pyramid. That's the word. And while they're doing that, they'll use a bonus action to burn a first level spell slot to heal 1d hit points.
Excellent.
And then they will ready an action to bite at anything within range that provokes danger.
Like, basically readying yourself in case this brain drops all the way down, or the body it's attached to drops all the way down?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so Lydia, Tesselae sees the hyena pound back up to the top, and like it's basically like preparing, probably snarling a little bit, like ready to attack this descending elder brain. It's your turn now.
Oh god, if we kill it, then we can both go free, right? Go! Let's sick them. Let's get them, and I will descend the pyramid a little and hide behind the hyena. And not attack anyone, but having the spare still.
You can hear the crowd chant in their monotonous voice, Ilmanu, Ilmanu, Ilmanu. And the elder brain continues to descend, and it says once again, you cannot escape unless we let you free. There must be only one, or we will take you both, and you will have only managed to ruin Haknon. It's continuing to descend, and you can now see that like these weird waves are pulsing off of the brain, basically distorting vision anywhere around it within a certain aura, and it's almost descended to you. It's about 20 feet up in the air. I'm gonna once again give you both the choice. Snails, what does Scraw do?
Well, okay, so I idolize you. Does that mean I am not allowed to attack you at all, or does it just mean I idolize you?
It's up to you really what you make of it. It's complete idolization, and if you can justify it somehow, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. With this information, Scraw kind of looks around and goes, and thinking to himself that better that your story be told to all than for you to die here today. And so he's going to turn and with his hyena cackle launch himself at you.
I will spare him if I can.
I love this. Okay, so this is the only time we're going to do this. I want you to both roll me initiative, and I'll let whichever one wins get to attack first.
I use the advantage if I have to.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, I only got a 16. Or sorry, 17.
First
17
one for me would be a 16, so the sixth I needed the advantage. I have 2 left.
with the advantage. So with the advantage, you're able to just get that spear up just in time to attack, and this pleases the Elder Brain. Go ahead and make your attack with a spear. Are you proficient? I imagine you probably are.
Sorry?
Go ahead and make an attack, like just a melee attack, like you would with your rapier. Same.
Yeah,
bonus.
I would again use advantage if necessary. I just roll both dice.
Go
The
for it.
first one, is it just the dexterity then, or what do you want me to use for that?
No, you get your proficiency as well.
Okay, so +4.
You hit. AC
Yeah.
12, you hit.
Oh yeah, I do.
All right, so I'm going to roll damage here. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9.
And what's your dexterity modifier?
As a hyena, +2.
Oh, I mean, Lydia, what's your dexterity modifier?
+2 as well, 14.
+2. All right. So that is going to be 6 piercing damage and 17 fire damage as you thrust this spear through your previous companion. The hyena snaps at you. You get him right in the gut, and then the spear explodes in your hands. It kind of blows the hyena away from you. Does that take the hyena out, or is the hyena still up?
It drops me in my hyena form. Am I able to use absorb elements to absorb half of that fire damage?
Are you able to? Yes.
It's a reaction.
Yeah.
So, okay, I will do that. And so that puts me at 1
So
hit
you
point.
have 12 spots in that, right?
Yeah. I'm keeping track
Okay.
of them.
So yeah, that
Yeah.
puts you. Are you still in hyena form then?
No, I'm in bird form at 1 hit point.
Okay, so you explode, and when the smoke clears, you're back in your bird form, but you're barely alive. I think that's the end of your turn, unless there's anything else you want to do, Lydia.
I don't think I can do anything else. I can't backhand him as a bonus action, can I?
No.
It's an offhand. Then, if I can't use anything offhand, pull a dagger or something, then no, that's it.
Just prepare yourself. All right.
Okay.
All right. It's your turn.
I will cast the
I'll try and move
Primus.
back. Movement as far away from him as possible.
Are you? You're moving away from him, not close
Yeah.
to him. Okay.
Okay. I will close the distance with my 50-foot fly speed, and I will use the cantrip Primal Savagery. So it's a spell attack melee roll, natural 20. It's 1d10 plus 1d6 fire.
I mean, you can roll it if it makes you feel better, but I was on 1 hit point the whole time.
You were also on 1 hit point. Oh, you were
Yeah.
so close.
Oh,
Okay,
26.
I want the two of you to describe this final moment, what it looks like, and also emotionally, and then we'll go into the end here.
No, as I'm moving back and he's moving towards me. I still need to do a solo album. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. And just keep repeating that till the end.
So Scraw in the air goes into a dive, and energy, fire, as well as just pure magical force surrounds the Talon, and it goes through the bard's chest, and he holds her close as she's saying sorry and says, "Do not worry. I will tell your story for years to come. All." And then just crushes what's in his hand.
Just make it cool.
Of course.
And with your vow to tell her story from years to come, all of a sudden you feel as tentacles from the brainstem of the Elder Brain thrust through your back, through your wings, through your body, and you feel your arms go out to the side, your legs go out to the side. Immediately, your nervous system is paralyzed, and you can hear the crowd chant, Il Brenu, Il Brenu. And as you begin to rise into the air, still clinging to yourself, still clinging to your promise that you made the bard, the woman that you just murdered, you see down below you the bodies of your companions, what's left of them, the arena. You see that large, rotund, grotesque humanoid that was floating, that was speaking, the mouth of the Elder Brain. And as you rise into the air to the chants of Il Manu, you know that you are the new mouth of the Elder Brain. And the only story you will tell will be the one he wants you to. And that's where we'll end our very happy Meatgrinder session. Thank you all for
Susie.
So at this point, I feel the need to announce that we have a new champion of Jonathan Fry's Meatgrinder, as Lydia survived like 3 hours, which beats out Will's record from our previous monthly Meatgrinder.
Most of it on 1 hit point. That was a very you took the stay out of the way approach. It worked really well for you.
The only thing you can do is a glamour bard at this point. I got lucky there as well, but I did not think this would happen.
All right, I know that Don needs to run away. So Don, why don't you go first? Let us know where we can find you on the internet.
So I had a blast playing with everybody. Lots of people I hadn't gotten to play with before. Such fun characters. It's why I love doing Meatgrinders and one-shots, just because you can really find some wacky characters or characters that have a spark of imagination where you say, I want to see more of that, more of that story. And I saw that today, and I really enjoyed it, even though we were just, having fun and rolling dice and dealing as much damage as we could. Thank you all for being amazing and your support of Pyrus and this charity. It means a lot to me, and I'm really glad to get to be here with friends. I do need to go, but I thank you again. You can find me online at Jonathan Fry. I stream, not so much for the rest of the year. I'm finishing a bunch of publishing and writing deadlines, which is something else that I do, or write TTRPGs and adventures. But in the new year, I have some pretty big projects that I'm really excited to announce, and as soon as I can tell people about them, I will. But you can find me on Twitter, and thank you all very, very much. Charlie, thank you.
Awesome. And Lydia, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on most places as Half Hours Tarmit. I am a tour guide in Scotland, and that's also where I'm doing the Blair Street Underground Vault D&D games every last Saturday of the month during summer, starting up with Beltane. So with April again, we're going to play from midnight till 4 o'clock in the morning in 18th century haunted vaults. Yeah, it's good stuff. But I'm also doing art. I might open up a couple of commission slots. We'll see. And I provide art reference for D&D artists, for anyone really, on my Gumroad account with SYCASS, Sickas, which you can also find on my Twitter, just in the bio if you're interested. Combat stuff,
Awesome.
Archery.
Please go and check that out. Lydia actually did the art for... what's it called? The Hellfire Plot, that's what it's called. I know what my own show is called. And the finale of Hellfire Plot is coming up on the 18th of December. So if you want to come and catch us at Encounter Roleplay, we will be live on the 17th with a Call of Cthulhu Christmas December holiday special. We've got the Hellfire Plot finale on the 18th, and on the 19th we have an Unhallowed Metropolis special. So 3 big days coming up in December. But last but not least, our champion, a new Elder Brain host, Bag of Snails. Where can we find you on the internet, friend?
Hi, my name is Manny, aka Bag of Snails, and you can find me on Twitter at Bag of Snails with underscores. It was such a pleasure to be here today. I write supplementary material on the DM's Guild. I currently, and all of my playtest material is pinned on my pinned tweet and free for public access. I'm currently working on a new subclass. Suicide prevention is very near and dear to my heart. I currently have a subclass up on the DM's Guild, the Chroma Sorcerer. All sales of that go towards the Trevor Project, which also works specifically in suicide prevention for LGBT in perpetuity. So, yeah, this was a blast, and it was so great to play with you all.
Thank you all so much, and thank you so much to chat for supporting, retweeting, donating, just being here and sharing your great energy with us. We appreciate it so, so much. Please come back tomorrow between 3 and 4 p.m. when Laugh Love Lindy and I will be here with Roleplay Roundup, where we'll be talking all kinds of TTRPG things, including PAX, where Lindy and I will be next week, along with Don, I know is going, and a whole bunch of other people. But until next time, go and support projects. If you have some spare money, throw it at them. If not, just hype them. Just share them with friends, share them with the world, let people know what's going on. And we will see you very soon. Take care, everyone.